Because you know
The
Jeff is a
reckoning.
snitch. As soon as they're like,
You know Jeff is a snitch.
You know he is snitch.
But he gonna be snitching on the wrong people and never ever work again. We gonna see Jeff in a Target and talk about, are y'all taking applications?
Don't Target like that.
I know.
Walmart.
Okay, so Ross dressed for less.
I'm telling you, the only gay dude left's gonna be Greg Berlanti. Like Ryan Murphy, all of them going to get taken down.
And you know Greg Berlanti, as much as I love him. See, okay. Lena Dunham.
Don't talk to me about trifling Lena Dunham. I thought we canceled her last year.
Thank you! Because I was like, I thought we canceled her. I thought she was already done. I didn't realize she was still a thing. And I was like, what's a Lenny Miller? And what are you talking about? And then I was like, girl, why would you say anything at all?
Well, did you see that a bunch of women from SNL cite some letter saying we love Al Franken? Yes, he did was horrible, but you know he's a good dude. And
Why
I was
would
like,
they
y'all
do
are
that?
wrong.
Like that's
Y'all
not
are so
okay.
wrong.
Just because someone is a good person to your face doesn't mean that they're still not raping and being terrible people behind your back. And that's a problem.
Somebody had a really good point, and they were like, "That's the point of these dudes is to." Be cool, and so you would never think that they would do half the shit. You would
never suspect them, and it's like, no. Oh, that is it is worrisome that people feel the need, like we care. Because guess who doesn't care? The women that he raped, or the women he harassed, or sexually harassed.
It doesn't really matter so much.
Like, oh, I was really upset when he grabbed my crotch, but since he's a good guy, I guess it's fine. Like, oh my god. Yeah, exactly. Ugh.
Did you see somebody made up a fake sexual harassment story about Tom Hanks and got dragged?
Thank you! That's why I said this is the only thing. Someone asked me, they were like, are there any celebrity couples that were real? And I was like, Tom Hanks and Rita Wilson. And that's all I'm saying. Right. That's all I'm going. Because someone was like, what about Denzel?
Somebody made up a fake story about him, and the whole internet was like,
don't do this.
Somebody found out the source was fake and went ham on the guy who wrote. He's like, I was just trying to be funny, and there was like, this shit ain't funny.
Right, they're like, hashtag, no, not even too soon. You crossed the line. You do not mess with Mr. Hanks.
Yeah, I hadn't seen that one. I saw the one where it was like a leader headline, and it said, Tom Hanks is trending, and then it goes, because he saved someone, or something like that, and so everyone's like, oh my god, who didn't? But I didn't see that there was actually like an actual article saying he did something wrong.
Yeah, it was fake. Everybody found out it was fake, and the dude who created it, he got dragged up and down the internet. Like,
I love it. I love it. I'm like, don't do this. We can't. No, we can't exist. It's just everything is too soon. Everything is too much. Everything is just piled on, and you're just to the point where you're like, I'm gonna kill.
And we about to lose the internet right now. I'm like, this
girl. I was like, it's too much.
2017 needs to be canceled. I need 2017
just
to be canceled.
I need repealed. Thank you. I need it to be abducted. I need it to be impeached. I need it to be just erased, redacted. Can we redact 2017? Just rewind
in 2016, we were all like, "Oh God, this year sucks. We need 2017 to come around." Like, can we go back?
I don't know why we thought 2017 was going to be better.
Oh, I knew it wasn't going to be because that man was in office.
I was hoping,
I thought
hope and change.
I thought 2017 would be good up until November 2nd of 2016, and then I was like, oh, well, this ain't going nowhere good.
Yeah, that's when we knew it was all going down the toilet, and it just wasn't coming back up.
Yeah. Ooh, yikes.
Then we need to make 2018 better because I can't.
I literally cannot. Literally cannot. And I'm just like, I'm looking at other places.
I'm like Vancouver, so I will move there.
I'm like, can I live in Vancouver? Are my power cords gonna work? Do we get the same channels? Am I gonna get blocked from Netflix? Just like, what?
Oh my god, yes, they have a huge Netflix problem in Canada.
Yeah.
I don't know what that's about. Like, they don't get everything, or they get some stuff, or it doesn't work half the time. I'm like, okay.
I'm like, I don't know, but I feel so attacked right now. I'm just like, I can't do it.
2017 is attacking everybody.
We got
it's real rude.
Dylan going down to Brazil. He's gonna go there for Brazil Comic Con. But he's gonna be on the Fox panel. We think it was because of Kaya. But the best part is the video he put on his Twitter. First of all, he says, "Yeah, I'm coming to Brazil and I'm so excited. Come watch me in this really incredibly organic video." Girl, so the video starts out okay and it's kind of enthusiastic. He's like, "Hey, Brazil, da-da-da." But by the end of it, I swear, I really thought that he was going to hold up a newspaper with the day's date and we were going to see someone off screen holding a gun to his head because he got real serious. I was like, what is happening, Dylan? I was like, do you need help? Do you need help, Dylan?
What is the video for?
He was just like, yeah, I'm coming to Brazil for Brazil Comic Con for the release of the Death Cure. And stay tuned because we're going to release some secrets. And I was like, what?
Oh my God.
I was like, oh my God. So yeah, I'm trying to find my Brazil homies now so we can be like, okay, what's going on? Oh, they'll see.
I haven't seen. I just barely saw a little bit about it on BHAD, and so what I inferred from it was that, like, he gave up halfway through. Like, yeah, I can't muster enthusiasm.
I think that's what happened.
You're better actor than that. We know you.
But yeah, when I was watching, I was like, oh, okay, because he was just like, yeah, I'm coming. I was just like, God dang, Dylan. And we were talking about this on this little forum that I'm in. I was like, Dylan is not a showman. He doesn't get into the oh wait, hold on. Check out my Instagram, my Insta stories. He doesn't get into the celebrity side of acting, and so he's not someone who's ever going to really like meeting a ton of people for like a second. He's never going to be that person. It's just like, it's so funny watching people try to like throw him into that role. And he's just always looks so tired. I'm like, oh.
He always reminds me of Barbie from the end of that Toy Story movie where, like, at the very end, she's like, bye, bye, bye. Is everybody gone? Oh my God, my face hurts. Let me stop
smiling. Exactly. I was like, oh, that poor boy. It is all right. And I'm just putting up some links right now. And we gonna talk about smut, baby. Gonna talk about boys' pussy.
I was gonna say,
gonna talk about all the good thing and the bad thing about nothing. NSFW cast, all the stuff that's not safe for work. I got my glass of vino, keeping it sexy. And we are.
Speaking of which, I need my glass of wine. I'll be right back.
Girl, good. Get prepped, get lubed. We'll talk about prepping and lube. Also, oh my God. So there is this girl who keeps asking to the podcast about, I'm not a Charlotte Vega stan, but I just really think that her and Dylan are fun. You know, they look so good together and the way they acted and blah, blah, blah. So now I just got one that was like, I'm not a Vega stan. I hate her. And I'm really worried about the way that Dylan looked when he was acting with her. He looked so happy. And I was like, girl, quit playing games. It was so funny.
Calm yourself through that.
Say that again, Dan.
Like, you can't see right through that.
Oh my God, it was so funny. She keeps trying. She's like, I don't know about you, but I just don't think Dylan and Britt are real. And I'm like, girl, go. He's better with someone like Charlotte Vega. I was like, okay. Just because.
I don't even know who that is.
She's the girl that plays Katrina in American Assassin for all 2 minutes.
Are you kidding me?
Exactly.
They were on screen together for all of, like, what, 10 seconds, maybe?
Yes. And so that's what I was like, you just picked any girl who was not Britt. All right.
Yeah, she's like a taller version of Britt. Like, same hair color, same features. Like, she's just, you know, what, taller. Like an inch taller, maybe?
Exactly.
They're just fans who don't know no better.
They be trying. Charlotte Vega. No, because Charlotte Vega's cool. It's this crazy girl. Sup, Bashful.
They're just trying to break up
Sup,
Dylan's
Terry.
long-running relationship so that they can have hope that it might be them someday.
That always cracks me up. Because I'm like, what?
That's in every fandom, and I don't understand it. Like, what makes you think at some point in your life you're just going to marry this person? That's never going to happen.
Because that one girl did, that Elsa Pataki or whatever.
Oh, yeah, Chris
Wait, who's that? Oh, Chris Hemsworth's wife. Oh.
Wait, what happened?
He married a fan, didn't he?
See, I'm not against marrying fans because all of Hanson married their fans. Every single one of them. And they got 1,600
kids. Disney Channel that married his, he's like in his early 20s or something like that, and he married a fan because they started like a letter writing thing, and I'm like,
but
I think Robert Downey Jr. married his fan too.
Then he married himself because no one is a bigger fan of RDJ, and I love RDJ.
Anyone on earth who isn't a Robert Downey Jr. fan?
Right?
Me, I can't stand him. I still have grudges from what shit he did in the 90s.
I know. See, and I'm fine with that. I'm like, okay, Bobby. Okay, yeah, I get it. He's trying to do right, Jess. He's trying to do right. No, but
I can't let it go.
The problem is that if you are going to be, you can't be that type of fan on the internet. You have to be that kind of fan on site. So you being mad at everybody else because he's with some other girl and, you know, he can't be gay because he needs to be with girls so he can one day be with me. Nah, that ain't gonna happen over a landline. That's one of the things, like, you get a job at the Chipotle that he go to and then you give him extra sauce. And then he's like, ooh, that's extra sauce, girl.
None of these dudes who married, quote unquote, marry their fans, like, these girls were on a mission.
Yes, exactly.
Like,
they are
made
dedicated.
it a point to know where they are, what time they'll be there, and to be cute when they are.
That is their job.
There's no such thing as, oh, I was at a con and we were talking and then we went out for coffee. No, girl. No.
No, that is, I was at a con. I gave him some brownies that were late. No, I'm just playing. No, late said nothing. But
we were like, oh, I was at a con.
No, it's not I was at a con. It was I organized a convention. I talked to his management. And I know what hotel he was in, and I sent him up a fruit basket with my name and number on it. Yeah. He took a bite of the apple and my face was there. Like, they do not play.
Exactly. It's like girls who are jersey chasers. I keep telling people, like,
that is a lifestyle.
He married a regular person. Like, no, that girl was on a mission.
Yeah.
Where he be, what time and where.
It is a lifestyle, and it's high risk, high reward, because you have to invest a lot. And, like, you have to have a certain look every day. You have to have the right connections.
It's exhausting.
Exactly. I can't do it. I'm like, And then you got to hopefully have a baby so you can lock that ish down. Right? Exactly. You got to have that baby.
Lock it down with a baby. You got to lock it down with a baby.
Lock it down with the baby. I love
That's only locking down a paycheck. That's not locking down the man.
Oh, wait, at that point, you ain't caring about the man. I mean, the man is nice, but if you're going that far, you're just about winning. And if you
go... but when it comes to Dylan, no, it's about the man.
Girl, I'm not gonna lie. At one point, I was like, I could do this whole shit. I can't. I just and then get divorced. I just gotta make it to the divorce. Like,
I feel
like Kobe's wife hit that 10 years.
Right. Well, like Scottie Pippen's wife, she was like, look, I stayed in there. It's my turn. I'm about to get my check. I feel
wait. Wasn't that Shaq's wife? Like, she hung
but she, and now she's the reality TV maven of Earth. You know? So it's like, all right, Shani. Yeah, she hung in there. I feel like with Dylan, I don't know, part of me feels like once I got the man, like, because this is kind of the issue, is we know, quote unquote, celebrities from what they show us. And then we kind of fill in the rest based on our past experiences of people we think are like them, yada, yada, yada. But when you're actually in the room with that person, and you're like, oh, you know, like there's no camera on, and we don't have the makeup did, and you know, you're asking me for stuff, and I'm like, ugh, I don't know how to cook your eggs, you know, it's like, you're asking along, then I'd be like, yeah, let me get this baby and run.
Right? And here's the thing, too. People get shocked when they find out that their favorite celebrity isn't who they thought they were in real life. I'm like, they're just a regular person. And most of these celebrities, most of them, dumb as hell.
Exactly. And they have no reason not to be. And that's what a lot of people don't understand. I talk about, God bless him, Tyler Hoechlin all the time. And someone was like, oh, I wonder what his favorite books are. And I was like, Tyler don't read. But like, because he just, books. Exactly. He doesn't.
Because they have pretty pictures.
Well, would be a nice read.
The kind of person like the Da Vinci Code.
Right, exactly. He's going to read like a New York Times bestseller. He ain't cracked a Game of Thrones book and never will. And that's totally fine. But he's not that type of person. Beyonce made some way back when I didn't like her. She was like, oh, I wish I could be smarter. And people were like, oh, why aren't you smart, Beyonce? I'm like, she ain't got to be smart. She rich and beautiful and she can sing. Like, you don't have to be. There's no reason to think that someone who has been in the business since they were 14, 13 years old should have any kind of smartness to them.
Exactly.
Even when you look at people like Gina Davis and Mayim Bialik and all this other stuff, they left in Mara Tierney. They left the business. They went and got their education, and now, you know, they kind of pop up and do the thizzle. But I'm like, there's no reason to expect that of them.
Crazy as hell.
Huh?
Mayim Bialik is crazy as hell.
Well, she crazy, yeah. And
she got red. I felt bad for her.
I didn't, because she needs to shut it down. Someone actually said one of the most simple things, but it was so true. They said, imagine if a man was walking outside naked. How many women do you think would run and try to rape him? And she was like, the fact that if the situation were reversed, it means that what you wear has nothing to do with whether some dude is raping you. You know, it just has nothing to do with it. Like, oh, I just couldn't control myself. It's just, I hate that idea of, now, I am one of those people, I don't need to see all your tatties and your cakes. I'm not trying to see that personally. I feel like that is for you and your loved ones. And, you know, y'all could keep that in your own little circle. Please cover it up. However, I'm not saying cover it up because you're going to incite the menfolk to spontaneously ejaculate all over the place. No, that's ridiculous. Get your dick in order. It shouldn't be that hard. Wow. Dan does sound far away, but we all love him. He's close in our hearts. We're going to get it again.
Also, Sticky, I just read the description for the Smut Cast, and how are you going to call us all out like that?
What'd I say? Huh?
Really?
Oh, way too grown?
The fact that you called us all way too grown to be going over all of this.
Well,
we have to have some entertainment in our lives.
Right, exactly. I'm included.
Smut Cast. That's every podcast you have, girl.
It really is.
Don't we live there?
I was thinking about that because I was like, ooh, I should break this into things. What kind of things should we talk about in here that we haven't talked about before? And then I was like, oh, well.
Right? I don't know a subject we haven't touched on.
Right?
So it's okay. We can revisit.
I mean, I ain't mad.
That's what we'll call it.
Yeah. One of the reasons...
Best of 2017.
One of the reasons I wanted to do this was because we had a fantastic discussion on the blog about prep and lube and fleet and like all that stuff. But we was having that like 9:30 in the morning. And I was like, y'all, it is too early. And I think it was on a Sunday morning. And I was like, Jesus is not pleased. But then I was I was like, but this is something that I want to talk about. So let's get it after 5 on a weeknight. And we can talk about that stuff. So it's so funny. Okay, so I'll do a quick little round table. We'll start with Jess, and then we'll kind of go to Dan and first of all, hey everybody. Oh, Ryan is gonna make it home. God dang it. Welcome everyone to Beacon Hills After Dark. I, of course, am Sticky Keys. Welcome everybody to the Smut Cast. Tonight, we have lots of specials guests. To my left, of course, is Lil Frog 1025 Jess. Say hi, Jess.
Hi, everyone.
Wee. To her right.
Missed all your faces.
I know, we missed you too. And to her right or left or whatever direction, of course, is Dan. Say hi, Dan.
Hi, everyone. Does that sound better?
Yeah, we can hear
That
you.
does.
Yep.
Okay. Yay.
Yay! Haha. And then to Dan's right, the last minute edition. Well, not really last minute, because I was like, oh, I want to get her. But then I was like, oh, she got a kiddo and it's a weeknight. But I was like, let me ask anyway. And she's like, girl, when do I come on?
I left work early to make this.
Yay! Is Miss Cobra
That was
Lee.
me when we did Dark Fic. I'm like, girl, I'll be there. I'll call out of work.
Oh,
Just
Dark
so you know.
Fic was so much fun. There's not as much Dark Fic coming out anymore. And I was like, I need it. I need it. So we'll see. It's Cobra Lee. Hey, Cobra Lee. Hey, Bree.
Hello.
Yay!
Happy to be here.
So excited to have you. So, we are going to talk. Okay, we do have to talk about cum inflation too, so y'all remind me. But the first one.
Oh, Lord.
That's a good tag. That is a good tag.
Right?
I don't even know what it is.
So cum inflation is
It is that which it sounds.
It pretty much is exactly the way it sounds.
What it says on the 10.
When Derek has exposited so much ejaculate into Styles that his belly starts to stick out a little bit. First of all, there's.
Why do y'all always make me Ethan in these conversations?
You do get the Ethan sigh every now and again. But I'm like, I feel like there's so many fundamental biological misunderstandings when it comes to cum inflation. Because I'm like, how skinny is Styles? That this is the only thing in his stomach. Why is his stomach sticking out? And then Derek will pet it and he'll be like, ooh, I hope your belly looks like this when you're fat with my cubs. And I'm just like, yes. No, I'm just like, ooh, but I'm like,
It's so trifling.
it's very conflicting. I love it and hate it, and
it's only because of werewolves, and there's some weird animal hybrid, mess going on between there. If this fandom was just about humans and you, it wouldn't be this mess.
Oh, yes it would.
Oh,
I guarantee it.
Dan says, I got the
Direction
human.
fans and the Harry and Louis fandom. Oh my lord! Like it's okay with me when it's werewolves, but when it's real human people, I'm like, there's something wrong with y'all.
I did not understand.
Right, I can't do ABO in my other fandoms. I'm like, get this out of here.
Exactly. I'm like, I need one of y'all to be aware of something for this to really.
I mean, I can do that with Supernatural.
But even Supernatural, werewolves can show up. At the very least, and
right.
Dean is Castiel is an angel. At the very least. But I feel like with human AUs, especially like when Derek goes into rut and in the heat, he's just banging Styles on every surface, and I'm like, how is Bay walking? How is this? How is he handling this onslaught? Oh my god! Oh, okay. So what I wanted to do a quick roundtable on was, how much realism do you need in your fix? When we're talking about sexing it up, where do you kind of like draw a line where you're like, can't do it? Or where you're like, I need to see this a little bit, or I don't need to see that at all. I'm good. So let's start with you, Jess.
Okay. So, given that they're werewolves, I don't need condoms. But if it's a human AU, I need condoms.
Okay.
And depending on the subject of the fic, I don't need like prep and all that because you know some fics like Styles has slick and you know he can give birth and all that. So if we're stretching our imagination that far, then I don't need the sex to be that realistic. It's mainly in human AUs where I'm like, okay, first of all, this would have ripped that boy in half. Like, get it together. Like nobody got lubed up. Y'all didn't use condoms. Didn't discuss why it wasn't used. What's that one fic where Styles gives out sex advice to everybody?
Yes, he works at a university, right? And
Yes.
Derek is a virgin?
Wait, is it a 5+1 fic?
I think it is, because he works at a university and he has a booth. And Derek is a virgin. And his sister, I think Laura, ends up setting them up together. Does anyone know?
No, that's not the one I
Okay.
read. I mean, it sounds familiar, but I think there's a different one that I read, and I think I have it bookmarked somewhere where it's a 5+1, and in the last part, Derek and Styles get together, and they're about to go at it, but there was a part where Allison came to Styles for advice. He couldn't answer stuff, so they asked Derek because he was a werewolf, and Derek didn't know some stuff. And Styles like, yo, go find the fuck out. Like, how do you not know?
Oh, and then he said, find out with me. He said, let's try it out.
They had sex.
I feel like...
he wasn't in college in that one. But the one he was in college, I do remember that one. But there was a different one.
I like... so the condom thing is very interesting. I feel like... if it's mentioned kind of casually or like, oh, he pulled out a condom and da-da-da-da-da, then I don't mind it so much. If it becomes like 99% of diseases are prevented by the use of condom, you're just like, oh, okay.
Yeah, none of that. Like, I don't need speeches.
Right.
Just put the condom on. And side note, as much Derek fics that I have read, I have never read one where Styles put a condom on Derek with his mouth. Y'all need to get it together.
We need to get on that. I thought about that the other day. I was like, I need to see that. Yes.
I'm like, every girl's done at least once, and everyone writes about this. I mean, you do it once, and then you realize, oh, wait, there's spermicide on this. This is disgusting.
Yeah, this is a terrible idea, but it looked good that one time. And you're like, you get one, but...
It looked good when I did it, but it's gross. There's lube all on my
Never get that taste out of your mouth.
Right? Yeah. I'm like, hold on, let me gargling with Fanta. Right. But she's so gross.
Yeah. If it's a human AU, I need the sex to be real and not educational. It does not need to be educational, but it needs to be real because, believe it or not, we have some ignorant fans out there who don't know.
Yeah.
And they need a little bit of education. I had to get educated a little while ago, and it was through a Reddit post. It was years ago. And my husband's the one that showed it to me. I was telling him, so I was like, I did not know how much you have to prep yourself to bottom, like gay men. And my husband was like, I gotta show you this Reddit post. And he showed me a Reddit post where someone posed a question. It was just like, so how exactly does gay sex work? And this guy who was a bottom wrote pages and pages of stuff I didn't know. Like, you can't eat like an hour before you have sex.
See, we talked about this. Yeah, we're going to go actually further into that because every now and again on the read, Kid Fairy will throw out some stuff and he was like, I ain't ate all day and I had to get, he was like, and I'm hungry and then the dick ain't even good. Oh, and just other stuff. I was like, yes.
All right, then I won't step on your toes if we're going to get to that.
Yeah, we're going to get to that.
Yeah. That's my whole take on how real sex needs to be.
Yeah. I do love the fics, and I probably shouldn't, but I do love the fics where, like, they try to use a condom on Derek, and then it just shatters. Usually there's, like...
Or he's just pumping so hard it breaks.
Yes, or there's too much cum, and in the whip that we were talking about last week, the corollaries of parallel divergent styles, and Derek are, like, boning hard. And then, like, Derek pulls out and the condom is just everywhere. And I was like, ooh, you need to go and, like, wash that out. Style, like, don't leave that inside of you. But it was so funny. He was like, well, I ain't had sex in a while. And Derek was like, neither have I. And he's like, all right, we good. But I was just like, oh, snap.
See, okay, sometimes I could do that, and sometimes I'm like, this clean conversation is not enough. And that's just in all my fandoms. Like, you can't just be like, I'm clean, are you? Yeah. Like, one of y'all lying.
It was like, one of y'all got laid.
Like, in real life, I would never take that as an answer. Like, no, I need to see this doctor's note, homie. Like, test results. Go get that piece of paper.
I'm like, I'm already letting you inside of me. I'm not trying to let you stay. Like, on top of that, like, oh, no thank you. Like, ooh. And I was like, no, you need to let me see your W-2 from last year. That's what will determine.
Right? You must make this much money before you can enter.
Right? Exactly.
Oh my God. I need a fic with like a werewolf STD. I would die.
I would. Well, okay, so evidently
I don't want to read that.
There is this curse where if you suffer from one-sided love, like unrequited love, you start throwing up flowers. It's some Asian anime thing, and there's a word for it. I know, and I was like, wouldn't that be hilarious if that was like the werewolf STD? Like, that was just like,
oh my God, that'd be amazing.
It just started throwing up flowers like, this is beautiful, but also terrible. Yeah, we need to talk about oral nodding. That's where my belief gets suspended.
I've taken too long a break from the fandom. What is happening?
The first time I read oral nodding, I was like, I can't deal with it. Because it's just
that
like...
sounds awful.
Go ahead, Dan.
I can't imagine, like...
We've just made him speechless.
So, like, do you get, like, lockjaw on the dick? I don't understand.
Oh, God.
I feel like you need knee pads. I feel like you need... like one of those pillows that you use to put pregnant women into position to have sex, like the wedge pillows. And I feel like you would just need so much. And then all it is just sitting there with a dick lodged in your throat and a knot in your mouth. And they're like, oh. And I'm like, you can't really fit it behind the teeth. But you kind of have to.
It sounds awful.
Yeah, it sounds terrible. I was like, but people who love it, love it. And I'm just like, ooh.
I mean, if anyone has a mouth big enough for it, it would be Dylan O'Brien.
This is true.
This is true.
We're like, well.
Okay, are you okay? I'm assuming how this works is that, like, your mouth is just trapped on this knotted dick while it's just coming down your throat.
Oh, like, where does it go?
Like, that is disgusting. I don't like that. I'm not here for that.
Some people do, Jess.
I ain't met...
Because when you choke and die...
Not if you was spurred on by everlasting love. No, I read one that I enjoyed. Derek was an alpha, and Styles was a escort, and he hired Styles so that he could knot him orally, like specifically for that. And Styles like, oh, I love it. Oh, do you know it?
I know it. I have it in my bookmarks.
I'm sure I have it in my bookmarks because I'm always like, oral nodding. And it was so funny. So I was writing this fic a long time ago. I need to pick it back up. But basically, Styles, for some reason, he had met Derek and they had fallen in love and mated. But then later on, he found out that Isaac was his actual true mate. And so Isaac, I know, right? And so Isaac and Derek were fighting. And Styles was like, I don't see what the big problem is. 2 knots, one in the mouth, one in the south. And I was like, I
need fic writers to stop working out their sexual frustration on AO3.
That's the best place to do it.
That's what I'm here for.
That is the best place to do it. I have learned so much. I'm just like, oh my.
I wrote a chapter, something I wrote when I was sexually frustrated. And then when I went back like weeks later to read it, I'm like, this is terrible. This is absolutely terrible.
But you had your kudos, didn't you? Because some girls
for real. Like, people are like, oh, this is amazing. I'm like, I don't think so. Let me rework this whole scene.
They're like, no, don't touch it. Don't touch it. What I say, don't touch it. Like, it's just fine. We got this. Because one of my favorite things about, there's certain smuts, like you can just read it and after a while it could all kind of blend together. But every now and again, you'll get that one line that allows your mind to really do the work. Like, especially when it's real, like, descriptive. And they're like, oh, volts shot through him like lightning as Derek hoovered on his, whatever. And you're just like, ooh, oh, okay. I can relate to that. All right. We on the same page. And I was like, I love that those little zings where your mind is like, okay, I'm here. We all partying. Let's get another drink. What's up? Hey, shorty, how you do? And sometimes you just got to say it to yourself. Dan, what's your bar for realism and whatnot?
Let's see. Well, first I want to say, who's really good at that, at least for me, there were a couple things I noticed really early on, is deleted scenes.
Yes.
In one of those, like, Queer Your Coffee series, something like that, there are a couple lines that are just like, mwah. Just, bravo.
Right. I love it.
But, let's see.
Devil's Cut.
I think
is one of my favorite. She was one of the first artists one of the first writers that I actually subscribed to. She's the one who did Healing Touch, where Derek was cursed and no one could touch him, otherwise it would give him great pain. And so Styles, oh, it's so good. Styles was like, everybody get out, y'all can't take care of him. Y'all are terrible pack mates. Get out of here. I'm going to take care of him myself. Ooh, he gives Derek a bath and it is just like, oh, it's so good. But it's so good.
I remember that.
But near the end, she literally they finally, the curse wore off and they're finally going to have sex. There was like a 3-paragraph scene just of Derek entering Styles. And it was just, it was my life. I was like, oh my God. It was like inch by inch he entered him and each one ignited the flames of desire. And I was just excuse you. And it was just, it was beautiful. So that's why I was like, ooh, choice. We always talk about no homo. And
I can't do that fic.
See,
I really can't.
People it's very polarizing. People really kind of go back and forth. But the smut scenes, oh my God. They are, ooh, yes.
It is. It's like, it reminds me of like actually well done, like straight guy porn where it's like, seducing a straight guy. Where, there you go.
Because I'm like, in fact, the club scene is what made me really want to write fic. I wanted to write a follow-up fic from Danny's point of view of that club scene. And I was just like, I was like, you can keep the Spanish cakes. You can keep pretty much all the Hale family shenanigans and everything dealing with Jackson and Lydia and all that nonsense. But give me every single scene of one-up sex, from where we're jerking off side by side with our hands in our pants to Derek is full on dropping it low on the D. And I'm just like, and I'm living for it. Oh, so good. Bree, kind of give us where's your bar? What's your thing? Tell us your story.
So I am very much into barebacking, like all the time. So I tried not to go that route in human AUs. Like I always try and throw in the condom, like, okay, be socially responsible. Make sure that the people who don't know better, that they're educated. And this last one that I wrote, I was just like, don't do this. This isn't good for you. It's not smart. It's
you just put it in the notes.
I wanted to write it, so damn it, I was going to write it.
Mm-hmm.
So... yeah, because they went straight to fucking with no condom, no. They didn't even talk about it. They were just like, bam, put it in.
Yes!
But, so that's my personal preference. But as far as, like, the prep, like, I don't mind fingering. I don't mind the lube. I don't mind rimming. I actually enjoy writing the rimming and all that.
Yes.
But what
I think is amazing.
Girl.
Yeah, like the douching. Like okay, I got to prep beforehand. And, no, I don't want to think about poop.
I just realized that. Oh, my God.
Right? I will put in references to Fleet because I find them hilarious. I will do that pretty consistently, and but it will be like...
I never knew what Fleet was until I read Thick, and every time I go to CVS and I gotta go down and buy like I see it, I'm just tuned through. I'm just dying like Fleet on the shelf.
Fleet is the funniest thing ever because I think I read about it and I had no idea what it was. And I think even what I was reading had something to do with sailing, or there was someone in the Navy in it. It was very possible that it was like an Ethan Morden book and someone was in the Navy. So I heard Fleet and I was like, okay. And then they were just like, do the Fleet. And I was like, oh, join the Navy. Okay.
That's some kind of dance move.
Right. I was like, let me look this up. Is this a Village People thing? And I was like, what's going on? So
that's how I found out Boy Butter was real. I thought somebody was playing when they had that in effect. I looked that up and it was in a tub shaped just like that. I was like, this is life.
Yes!
I was like, oh my God. I hate this fandom and I love it.
And so then when I found out what Fleet was, I was like, I must use this in everything. However, I don't like anything that is going to remind me of how gross it could potentially be, But one of my favorite things ever, and I think I do tell this story a lot, but I am, so Prada Boy Swag used to be on Tumblr, and he got this ass that was like, yes! Yeah, I know. Isn't that so funny? That makes me weird. Laugh every time I think about it. But it was like, yo, I keep having sex with my boyfriend and I keep like pooing on his dick, and like, what should I do? Because I love him and, he's cool about it, but I really don't want to keep pooing on his dick. And so Prada Boy Swag was like, you need to get your life together. It was just like, scroll. And I'm like, yes. It was so
There is this guy on Tumblr I follow. I can't remember his username. I love him though. And he's gay. And he posts the funniest shit. And he posts this one where it was like Squidward had all this like brown shit around his mouth. Yes! And the caption was like, when he says he douched, but he really didn't.
But he did. And that's what we were talking about. Like everyone's metabolism is different. So some people can't eat. But some people like need to eat. But this is what always cracks me up because like I remember Jamie in Omega Milk Bar. She like Derek had this whole tray of charcuterie and meats and cheeses and all this other stuff. And Styles, every time he would take a bite, Derek was like, "Let me deep dick, yeah." And I was like, if y'all don't let that boy eat, because already he's been fasting the past 24 hours, getting ready for tonight. I was like, let that boy eat.
I'm telling you, when I found out how difficult gay sex really is,
and don't eat no soup.
Bottoms are everything.
Right, exactly. They be doing the most, and I ain't mad about it.
All day.
Oh my goodness. Well, she said didn't like water sports. Okay, we need to talk about water.
Before we wait.
Okay, yes, go ahead, Dan.
Let me.
I need to write this down
before we move on.
Yes.
I agree. Being thick, I don't want to. See, little thing about the condom. I'm sorry. Put it in your author's note. Preach as much as you want there. That's great. Save it for the Lord. Don't put it in anything. Let's see. The prep, unless it's like serving a specific purpose, like sticky ears is funny, or like some people like like. I know that's her thing. Like she's messy like that.
Right.
It's the purpose of the fic. I respect it. It's not my thing. That's fine. But what's the other thing? We were just talking about it, but just in the descriptions of the positioning when it just doesn't make sense.
Yes.
Like you have some kind of like MC Escher, like Picasso only going on. It takes me right out.
I'm with you on that, Dan. I'm like, look, y'all are writers. Like, don't be writing stuff where it sounds like they had to like detach limbs in order to do all of this.
But you know, it kind of goes back and forth because it's a very fine line. One of my favorite things ever is reading a fic, and when it gets to the smut scene, all of a sudden, that's when the typos come out. Someone missed a comma.
Girl, we had perfection until this moment, and you ruined it.
But I love it.
That's what I'm like. I'm out.
Because I love it. See, I love it because that's when you know that they was in it, and they was either like, ooh, I'm feeling this. Or they were like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm writing this. I can't believe I'm writing this. I can't believe I'm writing. Because you know they didn't go back and beta that mess. They just pressed post.
Either that or they had their hands in their pants the whole time.
Well, I mean, let's talk about one-handed posting. I love when I start... I love when I start seeing those
that's when
mistakes.
I'm at. That's when I'm like,
oh,
we got typos all in the sex scene. Okay, I'm done. Girl, get it right. This is what I've been waiting for 5 chapters, and we didn't get it right.
But that's what I'm saying when it was like the positioning thing, and that's why it's. Some people get really upset when you use other modifiers for Styles and Derek, when you say like the human or the wolf or the young one. But you have to, because otherwise Derek, Styles, he.
That's just bad writing if you do that. But no, the identifiers you have to.
And it was just... go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, I've seen so many posts calling out epithets, and I'm like, what the hell is wrong with that? I mean, like, if you use them excessively, then yes, it's obnoxious and annoying. But every once in a while, you have to. Because otherwise, you're either saying he a lot.
Right.
And not laughing. Or it's Derek did this, Styles did that, Derek did this, Styles did that. And that gets repetitive and obnoxious.
Right.
You got to throw something in there for flavor and, like, change it up a little bit.
I remember I was reading a Hail Sandwich fic, and they had top Styles. And then they had, basically, Peter was kind of top Peter. But they started with Peter on his back on the ground, and then Derek was on top of him, and then Styles was on top of him. But then the way that they kept writing it, like, they both were kissing Derek, like, full straight on. So I'm like, either Derek's neck is jacked up, and he is just exorcising, to both of you, or is he on his front laying on top of Peter? Is he on his back laying on top of Peter? And, like, what is going on? And then I was like, if I have to think this much during the smut scene, then, I ain't no got time.
Exactly.
Yeah, and to be fair though, it's really hard to write smut.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
That's the one part of fic that takes me like days.
Yeah.
Like,
I know people that will bang out the entire rest of the fic, but that smut portion, and then it kind of gets to the point where
flow and you get in the middle of it and you're like, I can't see it.
Well, either you can't see it or you just can't figure out how to kind of express it without it becoming almost scientific, like, and then he took his pants off, and then he took his pants off, and then he stuck his penis into his anus. You're just like, no, why are we gonna do this?
Or to change it up from something that you've written previously. Like, that's, sometimes I feel like my sex scenes get a little bit repetitive, and I'm like, okay, make this different.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so, I the struggle is real, and I definitely understand that, and it's why it's so funny. Someone was like, oh, I'm so happy that we're to 50,000 fics, but I'll be happier when we get to 10,000 E's. And I'm like, but right now we're like...
Do we not have 10,000 E's?
We're like 128 away or something like that, which is, again, what...
I thought this fandom was full of smut. Don't tell me that they all T's.
This is a T fandom. It is a T fandom.
No way.
But it cracks me up because we get so much crap for, Derek being fetishist and, oh, you just want to see two gay guys together. And I'm like, we have so many T's. What are you talking about? But yeah, I'm like, we can get some more
those
T's.
are all like falling in love fics, which is annoying.
Exactly. I don't mind it. But I did read one today and I was like...
And fall in love.
Right? Because that's what I said. For as much angst as this fandom loves, I need the ratio to be like... Really, I would like it to be 1-to-1. For every one chapter of ridiculous angst, I need at least one smut scene of something making up for it.
I am really blown away by that. I felt this fandom was nothing but ease.
We have a lot. Oh, go ahead,
Yeah.
Bree.
I was just going to say, I used to think that I wrote more smut than anything else, and then I did one of those things where they, what are all your stats on AO3? And I looked at it, I was like, wow, I really don't write that much.
I have 91 fics. I think I just looked the other day.
shit.
I know.
Yeah, Stacey don't be playing games.
I was shocked. I was like, oh my goodness. Out of those 91, only 22 are E's. That's crazy.
Oh, wow.
And then I
Right?
think I have 28 matures, which means that I was like, it's just not
Her M's are
What
E.
did you cancel?
my M's
I'm
are.
not here for nobody's matures.
I know. Well, I always think about the lick the envelope method. Between discerning between the E's and the M's. One of my favorite posts, and if any of y'all can find this post, please let me know. It was saying, oh, well, what's the difference between the M and the E? And she was like, well, think about you have to mail an envelope. And she said an M is, he licked the envelope and, stuck the letter inside. He licked the envelope, sealed it, put a stamp on it, and put it in the mailbox. But an E is, her hot, wet tongue glided sensuously across the paper. The stickiness of the sealant, made sticky as the two pieces of paper pressed together.
Hand job and an E is a full on the way.
This is true.
I'll never forget the first time I read an M. Like, it was all this build up, and it was like a slow build. We get to the last chapter with the sex. It was just a hand job. I had to log out. I was
Right? Be like, look,
right now.
let me help you with this
Like,
right now in the comments.
right?
Ain't nobody got
I
time.
didn't leave a comment. I just gave you some kudos, and I walked away because I was like, nah, girl, you ain't gonna take me through 18 chapters of all this build up for a hand job.
Lathan Furs just talked about like a pack scene or an orgy, and one of the best treatments of an orgy was when I was reading the Universe of Sterics that Tay, god dang it.
Tay, the pocket full of hysterics,
deleted
call it.
scenes. There we go. Yes, the pocket full of hysterics. Because it wasn't like all 7 of them were having sex at the same time. There were different groupings. And by that time, you had kind of learned the different personalities of each hysteric. And so when they were together, you knew exactly like which brand they were and who they were. So it was like, oh, okay, I can deal with this.
Yeah, I can't do pack orgies or pack sex, but I can do tag teaming.
Ooh.
Like, if
Whoop,
Erica goes
there
and
it
has sex
is.
with Styles, and then after they're done, like, Isaac comes in, and then so, like, but the only thing I can't do is Styles and Scott. Like, I need Scott outside being, like, really upset by the whole thing going down.
You know me, I used to be big into Skittles, and I used to love me some feisty Skittles, and now I'm just like my latest fic has Styles and Derek having sex while Scott is locked in the closet.
That's what you get.
Yeah, I mean,
That's
it was
very accurate in real life as well.
when I put on the first chapter, one of the Scott stands came in trying to cause trouble. It was just about the summary, just saying that Derek hated Styles. And they're like, or Scott hated Derek. And he was like, Scott doesn't hate Derek. Scott did. And I was like, you are not going to like this fic. I was like, you should just go on now. You are not going to appreciate
One
this.
Scott stand in my comments, and I ain't have one sentence. Like, I will cuss you out.
Right?
Oh, gosh, in front of the whole fandom. All 7 of you.
But, oh no, and I love, Terry said I can't do pack bonding fics where Styles has to sleep with everyone in the pack. I'm not a huge
don't mind
fan.
those.
I love them, but I'm not a huge fan of necessarily Styles sleeping with the girls, because that's where condoms and stuff become a big issue with me. And especially where I'm like, I need you not to be having babies. But there was one where he was having sex with Kira, and I was like, I don't know how I feel about this. Yeah, I was like, interesting.
I feel like Styles and Kira I feel like anybody having sex with Kira has to be like gentle lovemaking, and I'm not here for that.
Although there have
Like,
been,
Allison is dirty, and Kira needs to be held and caressed.
I'm
And
trying.
I'm like, no.
I'm writing a Alice and Cora hate sex fic where Allison is the alpha and then Cora's an omega, and Allison ends up being her mate, and Cora is pissed about it because she's like, your sister killed my family. And so, or your auntie.
That is some angst.
Yeah, it's gonna be good.
I'm excited for that.
But okay, so yes, first of all, Bebe thanks Derek. Bebe Derek. First of all, and he's the only one that can get away with this nonsense. He came up in my fic talking about, I don't know if I want to read this, blah, blah, blah. There's too much Brayden, nah, nah, nah. And I was like, and just for that, you're going to read every chapter and you're going to leave loving comments on every chapter. And so he did read every chapter, but he said there needed to be more nodding and more sex scenes. And I said, you want Brayden nodded by Derek? What? And he was like, no, that's the opposite of what I said. It was just like, So I was like, well, now. But, so yeah, that's what that comment is referring to. And when it happens, I'm going to dedicate it to you, BBS. That pack bonding fic where Derek is depressed and he ends up staying with the girls. I don't know that one. I don't like Derek having sex with the girl. Well, especially now with Erica, but mostly because of that scene in Teen Wolf, which I still don't fully remember and I really don't understand.
Oh, where she jumps on him to distract him.
And then starts kissing him. Yeah.
It was uncomfortable.
The only scene that had Erica that made me uncomfortable was the period one. I'm like, why did you write this, Jeff? Like, this is terrible. You wouldn't think a girl would just openly talk about her period in front of these dudes.
No, it wasn't even that. It was some joke.
To restrain her because it was...
Yeah, they were like, oh, is it that time of the month or something like that? And it's just like, ugh, gross.
Yeah, the joke was just not funny. It just wasn't. And it was just kind of rude. And I was like, ugh, I fucking hate Jeff. But I think that's when I was over Jeff at that point.
Yeah, well, I didn't
like it. Laugh about. I found one of my old fics and I wrote a comment, like a reply to someone else, and I was like, I totally trust Jeff Davis. I feel like he's going to take care of this. I can't wait to see what he has first. And I'm like, what the hell was I on?
If only we knew.
It wasn't you, girl. Like, Jeff, queer baited us all.
Everybody.
We were all in the same boat.
Speaking of which, me and Sasha, the girl who does the shipping video, the Steric shipping one. Yeah. We ended up talking for almost 2.5 hours on Sunday. Nice. Yes, about all this stuff.
I told her, I'm like, nah, girl, your Steric video was real vanilla.
We need to get into it.
Right? There was a lot more that happened, and I get it. You want to play both sides, but no, we weren't wrong. We weren't wrong.
Exactly. So yeah, we talked it out, and she said the video should come out in a few weeks. So I was like, all right. And I said, when you
guys talk about Steric in general, or just
all of
problematic stuff?
Girl, all of it. Fandom and the fandom. We talked about because I specifically wanted to talk about cookies for Steric. I wanted to talk about the Fandom U Awards. We talked a little bit about BWT, but I did talk about Steric's Take Out Your Trash Gate. And so I was like, we went deep. Because one of her questions was, do you ever think that fandom has gone too far? And I was like, you know what? In some ways, yes. But in this instance, absolutely not. And let me tell you why. And so it was just
okay, real talk. Fandoms do go way, way too far. It's why I'm not in certain fandoms. I love Steven Universe, and I would love to be in that fandom. Yeah. They're insane. Yeah. And they go off on their writers, and each other.
Voltron.
Almost committed suicide.
Voltron is doing that. Yeah, now.
But honest to God, in Steric's fandom, we really were wronged. And us coming out and going off on the writers who lied to us, who try to embarrass us, who make us feel stupid, and who used us. I never thought anything we did was wrong. And I don't ever recall anybody in Steric, threatening to murder or kill any of the writers or anyone involved in the show.
I said that if there was any way that they went wrong, it just had to do with the way that some of us ended up treating each other within the Teen Wolf fandom. Yes. The fact that we're willing to cape for the actors more than we are the people that we kind of deal with every day. However, that said, I said, this show, you have to remember that time, you had big name people on Twitter saying, "Oh, Sterrick, what's this? Give me Sterrick, I'll do it." Right. You had promises being made on a consistent basis. It was huge, and it was huge for a reason. And so
it could have really been something.
Exactly.
It really could have.
Exactly.
It could have honestly been fucking amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And don't get me wrong, I have my hesitations about whether or how much Hecklin was willing to do if they did stare it. Mm-hmm. But I think ultimately, homie understands how a contract works.
Right.
And
homie getting his money.
Works. So if they wrote that and you have a contract to do that on the show, you're going to have to do that.
And additionally, I mean, it would be one thing. That's why I said I still don't even believe that it got that far. Only because Tyler Hecklin is still going to Teen Wolf Convention. That boy is not giving up that check anytime soon. Can you imagine how much more he would be paid if Sterrick were like a thing? And so I don't see him turning down that promo and that money. Although we did have an interesting conversation. Oh, well, no, never mind. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about that later. But, DW, oh, Lord. Y'all don't even start talking about Voltron and Sheath versus Derek, because that whole thing is a whole bunch of mess.
Yeah. False equivalency.
Yeah.
Yes, that is a false equivalency. I don't even know that shit. I don't even know shit about Voltron, but I know that because some Scott stan be on her nut on Tumblr about it.
Yes, and we'll talk mad trash about Sterrick, but then reblog Sheath and be like, oh, well, this is why I shipped Steve because the writer said, and I'm like, no, they didn't, boo. And I was like, and you can come out with your fake timelines all you want to, but it is the exact same thing. But
to be fair, the official guidebook does list their ages, and Keith is old enough.
Now it lists their ages. When did that come out?
Last year, I want to say.
Was it last year? Because I know that that's a fairly new development. Because
that show only started, a year and a half ago? I think it was July last year. Yep, season 4 just got released about a month ago.
Okay, yeah, so they've been on for a little bit. But I do know that was before they had released
a cartoon. Oh my god!
Yeah,
that's surprised because Em got me into Voltron. She's like, "You're gonna love it. You gotta watch it." I was like, "All right, fine. It's a cartoon. I'll enjoy watching it with my kids."
Really cool.
I am head over heels in love with this ship. I'm like, "Oh my god, these two are so freaking adorable."
See, I can't. I don't know.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like I don't even have a problem with just don't go on Tumblr talking all that shit and trying to just cause problems.
Exactly. So we need to talk about the different kink memes. I'm trying to think.
Oh Lord, we're gonna be here all night.
Well, someone in the chat talked about water sports, and on the day that we had talked about this, someone else mentioned water sports. Water sports is something the only time I really like water sports is when Derek is marking styles. But I have to really and truly believe that Derek is on a diet of filtered water and roses and lilacs and every pretty thing. I can't deal with ammonia-filled pissy water. Yeah. Do y'all ever venture into those different kind of kinks? Someone else mentioned sounding, which is another thing that I didn't know about until Sterrick Fic, and which traumatized me. It's when you take...
Oh, God.
We get to introduce you to something new?
I know! Do it. Seller breed. Do you know?
I don't know the full ins and outs, pardon the pun, but essentially it's when you pick a thin rod, like a metal rod especially, down into the urethra, the penis.
What is wrong with these people? What is wrong with fandom? No, y'all, no! Y'all are just giving Scott Spears ammo. Let's not.
Look at you! They know ammo!
Let's not.
That's actually not something I see in fic a lot.
Oh, no, yeah. You never really see it because...
I see it far more in, just regular porn encounters.
We gonna come back to that, Dan.
Oh, my God. don't mean for a minute. I mean like the
but no thank you.
I read one.
your king ain't my king, but that's okay.
I read one.
A friend of mine followed a porn blog that I kind of just scrolled through, and I was like, oh, okay, this guy's got a nice dick. And then all the sounding pictures, I was like, I'm a little traumatized, but I'm going to keep scrolling. And then now apparently, like, his dick doesn't work. He's been to the doctor. He can't. Like, he's like, I'm not going to be able to be in commission for, like, the next month or so. It doesn't work. It's always
Someone sounded with a spoon, with the handle of a spoon. Yeah! Deanna's like, oh my God! Oh my God!
You have to especially be, like, you have to, like, disinfect your shit and, like...
And you can't be hard when you do it. Like, you have to be soft to start out. And it did just disappear. Just come back. She must have frozen up. We'll get her back on. I'm going to see, why are there sounding fics that are T's and G's? This must not be tagged correctly. Hold on.
Well, I was going to say, the flower thing is called hockey.
Yes.
Hysteric fics.
Huh? There aren't any, right? Or is there one?
It doesn't look like it, but it doesn't yet have a full tag that you can filter.
Okay.
I haven't seen it much. I haven't seen it in any hysteric fics, but I've seen it in, like, there's this one Sheath author that writes it a lot.
Right. I can see it in Sheath, because I heard it was like an anime thing.
Mm-hmm.
We should make a big push to get it into the hysteric fandom.
We have a challenge for you.
Because I feel like it could be really cool. But then on the other hand, I'm like, if someone was just walking down the street and they threw up some flowers, I'd be like, what's going on?
Literally thrown up like Wolfsbane flowers in the show.
That's true. And maybe instead of like wolfsbane poisoning, people thought it was just wolfsbane poisoning, but really it was like unrequited love. I don't know. We'll have to think about that.
That reminds me of the one where Styles is being stalked by something like that.
Say that again, Dan. You cut out a little bit. Where Styles is being what?
He's being stalked by a fairy.
Oh.
She's like leaving glitter all over.
I'm going to say, wasn't it glitter? Yes. She said her.
I read that one, but I had to nope out before the end of it because I was just so done.
Yeah.
I didn't even kudos it.
Yeah, that's what it's like. Okay. What is vor?
I wasn't going to go there. Because I don't even want to talk about it. But that was on my list.
What is it?
It's like eating someone.
Cannibalism.
Basically, yeah.
But how do you eat them and they're still, so like dark steric? Because you can't eat someone they still alive, right?
Yeah.
You start to. You can.
Why? Why do people like that? I need to know.
It's very upsetting.
That's a lot. What is going on with
people think poorly of us?
That is, someone said, what about the anime? Oh, Mizixi, she said, what about the anime trope? Oh my God, Bashful said it would be hilarious if the flowers they threw up were sex pollen flowers. I'm here for that. That would be amazing. That would be amazing. And then Derek just goes, it throws up all over Styles, and then Styles bones him, and Derek is like, oh, he was just boning me because of sex pollen. He don't really love me. And then Styles was like, oh, he just wants me for my pussy. I don't know. We're going to figure it out. There shouldn't be one vorfic, Milky. No one should be eating each other unless it's dark steric. Because dark steric, I could probably do with that. Ugh, I love dark steric. Dang, girl, get your internet life together. Net life together.
Oh, did Jess's internet go out?
Yeah, she's working her way slowly back on. Well, yeah, I think Steeder would be better for Vor. Oh my God, with Derek trying to fight his way in to save Styles, but then he's too late. Oh, but yeah, so I read one sounding fic, and it was very good. It ended up being like a hurt comfort thing, but it was so methodical. There was just like so many steps to ensure that, Derek's dick wouldn't fall off. And then at the end, Derek was just like, and so it was actually super fantastic. Oh, Guede wrote one. I want to try to get back into his series. I think I started him when I really started Thick, and it was just too much. Oh, that's what I was going to talk about. When was the first time like that you started reading anything with smut in it? And how scandalized were you?
I would be back in the Buffy fandom, so I was like 18.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
How about you, Dan?
Oh my God, it was bad too. Like, I thought it was the best fic ever, and now looking back on it, I was like, oh, I should never have written any of that.
Well, we were just talking about Have Hard to Rock, because, she's gone crazy now. And so... And
I missed this.
Hmm?
I said I missed this. I work too damn much these days. I miss everything.
Oh, she just went crazy. Total Scott stan, total anti-Steric. But she wrote a bunch of fics, and specifically there's a series where Styles gets pregnant. First heat, so sweet, or second heat, twice as sweet, something like that. But I remember going back and I'm like, ooh, this was nowhere as good as I thought it was at the time. And so then I didn't feel too bad. I was like, you can go. Here, I'm going to try to get... So let's do some recs. Here. I'm getting Jess added back on. Hold on. Dan, give us a good rec. What have you been reading?
Oh, gosh. Instead of... like, nothing. I've been playing video games in my free time.
Oh, my goodness.
I was going to say, though, my first months, I remember discovering Nifty.
Yes.
In, like, 1999 or something like that, when, like, half of y'all listening weren't even born or whatever. And, but it was very separate in my mind, like...
Yeah.
It was its own thing. And then when I discovered, like, fanfic, and I was like, oh, this whole time, like, that's been fanfic. They can be a mix. But even when I started getting into Steric, I was like, I was scandalized at first with, like, this, when there'd be sex, I'd be like, why do they have to include that? Like, you're making it look bad, like, you're, like, decreasing from the artistic value, and it's like, that's a really shitty attitude, because that speaks a whole other issue of, like, how, like, Outlander books are, like, they have a reputation as being, like, smut, where it's like, no, they have, like, some sex scenes, like, that's
right,
life.
but there's still story, exactly, and that's part of that story. I was on Nifty, like, 90, I was young. It had to be like 94, 92, 94. I was on Nifty back when the internet wasn't all HTTP. Before, they used to have servers, and they used to have file servers, and those file servers had names. And Nifty was on the L server. Like, this is how deep.
I remember that.
And it was like, instead of a backslash, you had to use a /, and then a colon, and then the L, and then Nifty/archive dot blah, blah, blah. And I remember the very first Nifty story I wrote was like, it was called Chuck. And it was just about this boy who discovered he was gay. And my mind was just like, what? What is this? What is this thing? And so, but I never, like you said, it was always in its own separate compartment. And so I never really thought of it as being a fanfic thing. I never really thought of fanfic until Teen Wolf. And one of my very first I read DILF. And I remember I got to the end of DILF and Styles showed up at Derek's door wearing that black soft sweater that Derek had bought him. And Derek, he jumped on Derek and Derek wrapped his legs around his waist and then carried him upstairs. And I was like, oh my word. Oh my. Just spamming him I can't believe it. And then Baking My Way Into Your Heart. And they had actual penetrative sex. I was just like, oh, I can't, this is scandalous. It was so funny. And then now I'm I will skip over the smut parts. I want them there. And I want them to be there, but I'm I'll come back to you later. Let me just finish this up first. I've become desensitized. But that's why I love when every now and again, oops, sorry, hold on. Technical fail. We're all here. Hold on. When every now and again, something will surprise you and there will be that line that just takes you out and you're ooh, yes, Lord. We talked about Lap Magnet. Ugh. I remember reading...
You mentioned that fic once every 3 days and I always forget what the hell it's about.
It's so good. And welcome back, Jess.
I'm sorry, I had to restart my computer.
Oh yeah, you good. One of my favorite parts of Lap Magnet is as I was reading it, Derek had went over to Styles' house and he had taken a bunch of werewolf movies and snacks and that kind of stuff. And it was something where they were oh yeah, Derek and Styles are watching it, and if Styles sat on the floor and wrapped his arm around Derek's leg, then it was just to keep himself upright so he could reach the laptop. No big deal. And I was okay. And they're yeah, and if sometimes Derek weaved his fingers through Styles' hair, it was just to make sure he was awake. And I was uh-huh. And then they were yeah, then if after a while Derek pulled Styles into his lap and then started rubbing his finger against the crease of his jean, I was oh wait, excuse me, did I miss? Let me scroll back. What's happening here? What's going on? And I was this fic has me. This fic has my heart. Oh, I loved every minute of it. Yeah, go ahead, Dan. I'll talk.
You know what we're completely glossing over that I see is in the chat right now.
Who is?
Minty.
First of all.
No, we're not going there. Y'all can do this on your own. You cannot reclaiming my time.
How can I see?
There was someone on Twitter that said, isn't it funny when you add there are two kinds of Teen Wolf stans. Those who say, "Oh, what's that dog fic?" And or when asked what's that dog fic, those who say Move a Mountain, and those who say Minty, and here are some links. And I was I hate everybody in here. I hate everybody in here.
Which one is Move a Mountain?
It's I'm not familiar with that.
And we gonna leave that alone because still can't properly talk about that messy fic. My mom got me started on fan fiction. We need to have your mama on the podcast. Miss Ipsy, aren't you in Brazil? Because I need you to send Dylan a message. I did fandom / she said, how did you start on Nifty and then get so vanilla and fan fiction at the beginning? You know what's funny? Because again, I just didn't.
It wasn't the same thing.
Yeah, I didn't put them in the same category. I actually read one of the very first, well, no, it's not the first book I read. My mom had a copy of Men in Love by Nancy Friday in our basement that I found. Right? Girl, and I need to. Men in Love was the book where, a dude had a dream about having sex with a lion. And for some reason, I read that entire book and was still scandalized at Steric Fic. I just don't know. There was a clear separation. I don't know how it happened. But it happened. I was just oh, man, Nifty, Terry. It's just for the old heads to reminisce about. Nifty was fantastic. Because it wasn't until later when Nifty moved to the archive that I finally looked into, like, their band fic, and they had whole fics with, like, a NSYNC and Backstreet Boys gangbang, and I was like, what?
Oh my god.
I was like, how did I miss this? But I knew.
Oh, that's where I was.
I went to the MMs, and then I went to, you know, like, I had my little section of fic, and it was just like, oh, man, that Canadian book, what? The bear story? I am not confused. Nixie is everything. Oh, Mipshini's in Brazil. Y'all know I can't get this right. We gonna work it out. Derek Peter Styles. Yes, that is by our friend, our best friend. What's his name? The Meta dude. The dude who does the Meta. It starts with the R.
What?
He's the one that does the Meta. It starts with the R.
Starts with what?
It starts with the R. He's hysteric. And he was one of those that was holding out to the very end. God dang it. And he always blows up. Like, literally, I had agreed with him on a post. And he was like, don't think just because we agree that we don't have fundamental disagreements.
Oh, Lord.
And I was like,
In his feelings.
He was so in his feelings that I couldn't even be mad. Oh, no, that's the Mint prompt. But there's one, god dang, it's the Beast of Beacon Hills. Gosh darn. It starts with an R. I can see the name. Y'all help me out. In the chat, help me out. It starts with an R. Rave Wolf. Thank you. Rave Wolf. He's the one. Maybe that may be more of an Ethan thing because Ethan has dealt with him in the past. Yeah, we ain't talking about that nonsense. I can't deal. Oh, okay. So yes. Oh, do you have any Rex, Jess? What is like good, amazing smut that you were just like, oh, Lord.
Well, I always go to whatever he wants. It is the most trifling fic I've ever read. By Sticky and Dan Sanders, it's probably tame as fuck. But I even like allow that they have like a little butt baby, and that doesn't even bother me.
And I'm like, that's a requirement.
Right? Like, hold on.
Hey, Aiden.
Okay, so Styles is this Omega in this like little harem of Derek's, and Derek chooses him to be his consort.
Yes.
And yeah, so the whole thing is basically just them fucking. Like at one point, like Styles gets pregnant, and Derek likes the way he looks naked and pregnant so much that he tears up all Styles' clothes, so he's forced to be naked 24/7.
I remember that. Wow. Oh my god, it's by Anonymous. Ooh, I got it, y'all.
Like,
yes.
Whoever wrote it did what they name on it. They was like, nah, I'm good. Like,
yes. Oh,
and at one point, like Derek's in his like throne room. And he's listening to his subjects each come in one by one, listen to their grievances, and the whole time Styles is just sitting on his dick, and I don't mean sitting on his lap. I mean straight sitting on his dick, chilling,
just warming.
Is talking to strangers.
It's so
and Peter's
good.
in it, and Peter tries to rape Styles and kidnap him and their baby at one point. Like, it's just wild. It's a wild ass fit.
It's so good. It's so good.
My favorite smutty fic. I love that one. I love the one where Derek sneaks into Styles' bedroom and has been having sex with him while he was asleep. And Styles thought maybe something was going on because he got beard burn on his ass. And then he caught Derek doing it one day, and he pretended to be asleep, but in the middle of it, it was just too good, and so he woke up, and then they had like sex.
The song.
And there's the one, but the first like real smutty fic I ever read. It was so good. Styles was in college, and Derek came to visit him, and Derek got jealous of this girl that Styles was friends with, and he took Styles back to his dorm room and fucked the mess out of that boy. It was amazing. And there's a part 2 to it where Derek comes to visit and Styles tries to make him jealous, and Derek picks up on what Styles is doing, so he decides to quote unquote punish him with all this orgasm denial, and like Styles is in tears and so upset that he can't come. And at one point, Derek drags him to the school's like gymnasium, and there's like a wall of mirrors in the gymnasium, and like Derek has sex with him in front of like the wall of mirrors. It's amazing.
Ooh, I like that. All right, one of my favorite. There is a person. It's not Narcotica. Every time they write, it's in these huge capital letters. And I know, so automatically. But they always write the craziest premises. And mind you, you can read maybe the first 5 chapters and that's enough. Because they will go 45 more chapters of nonsense. But those first 5 chapters will be choice. But they have one called like Naked in School, where Styles and Scott get in trouble, and so then they're forced to be naked in school, but then it's like, yeah, and all the other kids can have sex with you, and there's nothing you can do about it, and we got your parents to sign up. And it is just pure and utter nonsense, and I'm like, I'm here. I'm here. You know, like I might as well. Let's see what this is about. Okay.
Have y'all read the one where Scott... Okay, yeah, okay. Styles and Derek are arguing. They're in this really fucking intense fight, and Scott is on the laptop Skyped in, and they're trying to figure out what to do with some witch or something that's, terrorizing Beacon Hills or whatever. And Styles has his plan, Derek has his, and they're arguing so hard that it reaches the point to where they ended up kissing and making out, and then they have sex, and Scott the whole time ends up watching accidentally.
Yeah, right, accidentally.
Right, you know good well.
I got to log out. I can't walk away. I don't know where to go. I'm going to have to sit here and watch this. Accident.
Mm-hmm. But it's like the angriest, meanest sex. Like Styles at one point punches Derek in the face, and I'm just like, oh my god. But I'm here for it. I'm here for all of it.
Okay, you guys are going to have to help me because we talk about this fic. Maybe I just talk about it, but this fic gets talked about a whole lot. Ooh, okay. I'll come back. I'm going to open this one. We'll come back to it. It's Boy Pussy Styles. And
I'm here for it, whatever it is.
He also has giant tits. And he's a new kid. His sheriff is a new sheriff in town, so he's a new kid at school. And it's a thing where Omegas are allowed to walk around as naked or as clothed as they want to be. And the sexual activity actually helps them. And so Derek is a teacher. Oh, my God. So Derek just has sex with all his students. And in fact, got one of his students pregnant. And then that kid had a baby, and then later wrote a letter to Derek and was like, oh, you make pretty babies. If you ever want to make another one, you let me know. My parents say, they'll do whatever.
Oh, my God.
So Styles is a new kid, and Jackson is super jealous. So Jackson gets Styles kidnapped, and then to go to another school where he gets bang in the locker room, and Jackson puts it on a live feed. But Styles takes that D so good that everybody just ends up respecting him.
Oh my God.
And so Derek is like, oh, you my Omega now. And then Isaac is also a teacher. Argent is a teacher, and then Isaac is basically his Omega. Yes, Miss Ixie, which one is that? Because I do this every time, and I swear every time I say I'm going to bookmark the crap out of this so I don't forget it. I need to just download it and call it a day. Because I always go back, and I always feel so terrible because it is not a great fic, but it is also the best fic ever. I love it so much. Y'all, okay, I'm going to look for this. Give us a guilty pleasure fic, Bree.
Oh man, I don't know if I have guilty pleasure.
She's like, I just like it. I just like it. Then give us one you just like.
Yeah. I don't know if you saw it. I did respond in the chat earlier, but the one that we were talking about, the oral nodding, where Styles is the prostitute or the whatever. It's by Double Doll. It's called Free Consultation.
There we go. Yes, and that's
I've heard that name in 1,000 years.
Right? I love. Oh, I haven't seen Devil Dog since Omega Mart, and was still upset that has never been finished because it was everything. But okay, go ahead, Bree. Give us some recs.
See, right now I'm on my phone scrolling through my history,
right,
on AO3 because everything I've been reading, it's all like older stuff. These fics are several years old.
That's fine.
But one of my all-time favorites is, of course, by Carrie Bleep Bleep.
Ooh.
Bleep Bleep? Oh, Bleep Bleep. Okay.
Oh, Carrie.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
What's it about?
There's Werewolf Friendly.
Wait. What's the first one about?
That's a good one.
Which one? Werewolf Friendly?
I like Werewolf Friendly. I've read that one. And it's really cute. What's the first one that you're saying? Of course. What's that one about?
That is one where Styles and Scott are roommates and they're next door neighbors with Derek. And, of course, Derek's in love with Styles, has been for years. And Styles is going to go through his heat, and he decides that he wants Derek to service him. And Derek is like, he works at a clinic where that's what they do, but he's kind of like, sort of like an intern. So he has, like, they draw up this contract that says that, the signer agrees that any bond created from this heat is temporary and non-binding. And so Derek is all sad that Styles signs away there.
Yes. I absolutely love heat center fics where like one of them is just kind of employed to get other people through their heats. And then the other one comes in and then they end up forming a bond and like all this other stuff doesn't. Oh, it's so freaking good. I love it. Was this by Brago? No, this wasn't by Brago. It is Karma's a Biatch. Falling Over Fields, in which Jackson is a spoiled brat. Styles has a pussy. Derek really likes Styles' pussy. And there's an overzealous use of the word cock. And every time I read this, I kept skipping over it. And I finally was just like, fine, let me just read this. Do I not have this bookmark? Y'all are my witness. I'm doing it right now. Like, we ain't going through this again. One of the ones that I opened was Whole New World by Kofi and Ember. Those are blasts from the past. Those names are blasts from the past. But Kofi did the art for it. And it's where Styles he wants to lose his virginity. So he arranges with Derek to meet him at a glory hole at the jungle.
Oh my God, this sounds familiar.
It's so good. Oh my God. And so Kofi did the art for it. I'll put it in the chat. It is one of my favorite things ever. And the art, Kofi is just fantastic. Little Kofi girl, Whole New World. Bleepo Bleep wrote I don't usually like the porn star fics.
She loves her tease, so I don't really go to her.
No.
But every now and again, when she busts out that E, she does it right. Yeah. That, Whole New World is so good. But she did write For All Fair and Orgasms and War. One of the first porn star. One? Yeah, those are one of the first I've ever written. I love Necks and Throats. I just love the fact that it exists. Oh my God,
I love that that's a thing in this fandom.
Exactly.
Like, when somebody's like, I need them to work for a magazine, Necks and Throats.
Necks and Throats.
Right? I need them to work for a porn company, Necks and Throats.
I want necks. I want the N with the double apostrophes and then throats.
Yes. Whoever started that, bless you.
Between
bless you, child.
Necks and Throats, I need Harold. Herald. Absolute fave. I love it so much.
I remember clicking on the Necks and Throats tag and reading everything by everyone. Yeah. I was like, no, I need this.
I'm like, okay.
The best one is the one where Styles and Derek work for like a porn company or something, and they always do their porns together. And one day Styles comes in with like a hickey on his neck, and Derek's not having it.
Yes.
I have that tag too.
Oh my god.
Oh, that one's so good.
Oh, it's great. We talk about this a lot too, a series of incestuous events.
Oh, wow.
It is one of my favorite series ever.
I can't do incest. At the most I can do is Peter, but he and Derek can't touch. They can't cross swords.
Oh no!
How dare you?
I read one where Peter chased Derek all around town, deep digging him in every location that he could. They were at a lacrosse game, and then he was just trying to get Derek pregnant. And I was like, this is not right, but I'm just going to, save this for later.
Oh my God.
Give it its kudos. Hold on. There we go. I keep hitting my player. Someone say something. Make sure the sound's right.
Yellow.
Okay. There we go. She said cross those swords with pride. Let's...
No, I can't. I mean, there's some stuff I can do and stuff I can't. I can't do water sports. I can't do Xeno. I can't do incest.
Oh, I love me some Xeno. I ain't even gonna play with that.
I can do borderline Xeno when they're like fooling around and then like for the actual sex, like Derek shifts back to human form. But,
I
like,
need
full-on
Styles.
Xeno, I'm like, y'all need the power of Christ.
If Styles ain't licking on a sheath, pulling back some foreskin, then what are we even doing?
In my opinion, there's not enough Xeno.
Huh?
In my opinion, there's not enough Xeno.
Right? Exactly. They wolves. We need to have more Xeno.
A while back, I actually asked around to see if anybody was interested in doing a kink challenge where you just challenge yourself to write something that you never thought you could write.
Yeah.
And then I kind of lost interest in Steric and writing for a while. And now I'm like, it's time to bring that back because we need to write some Xeno.
Exactly. I try to do it. If I see something where I'm like, ooh, I do not understand, then I try to do it because it really makes me understand, like, do I really not like this or do I just kind of not understand it? So now I know my hard outs, as we talk about every time, is unrequited human furniture. I can do human furniture. I can't do unrequited human furniture. I need there to be...
always come back to that. And why?
We always come back. I can't... it's just something deep in my heart.
That's just such an excuse for somebody to write poop porn. Like,
well, not human toilet. Human toilet is different. I'm talking about... like Derek comes in and throws his coat over and then doesn't notice that he's used Styles as a coat rack for 2 hours.
Oh my God.
Or when he made like a human flower pot, when he made Styles a human flower pot.
What the fuck? No, I can't.
It was so good. But I can't deal with human toilet. That's just too much. No. But and I can't deal with someone at age play, the kid thing.
Oh, kid play?
Infantilization.
No, can't, refuse. They running around in footies, slipping, sliding around the floor, breaking lamps, talking about, oops, daddy. I'm like, you are a full grown person. Go get a job. Like, I refuse. My taxes.
There's some kink I can definitely do. I can't do those.
Although,
I can do Shota. Shota is my shit.
I will. Oh, girl. What's the one called? Oh, wait. First of all, I'll tell you, my favorite moment ever with infantilization was Derek had kidnapped Kate, and then I think he adopted quote unquote Styles. And so he went to go show Styles Kate. He was like, yeah, this is your new sister. Her name is Kate. And that's her yum yum. Styles going, and I was dying. I was like, this is awful.
It is so wrong.
But what's the one called where Styles is 12 when it's a big one. Styles is 12 when he's promised to Derek.
Doctor Who.
Huh? Oh, no. Because they tweak his nipples, like in later chapters, he can lactate. It's really kind of messed up because Derek
isn't that the one where the sheriff sells him to Derek?
Yeah, basically sells him.
It's an early fic. It's like 2013.
It's like 2012. Yeah, it's early. But it's called Ooh, speaking of which...
It starts with a C. It starts with a C. Cultivation?
Cultivation. Thank you. Dad-nabbit! My iPad is being a hater. Hold on.
You fall?
Yeah, no, the iPad fell. Exactly. It fell again. Hold on. We're going to get y'all back up. Messy. Someone link Cultivation.
Yeah.
It's called Love Runs Wild, and again, it's by Devil Doll.
Oh, which one is that?
What's up?
What's Love Runs Wild?
That's the Necks and Throats one where they do all their porn shoots together, but then Styles shows up with a hickey on the back of his neck one day, and Derek like loses his shit.
Who was the hickey from?
It's some rando he hooked up with because he didn't think he and Derek had anything special. And then he shows up to work with it, and everybody's like, Derek's going to kill you. Derek's going to murder you. They're like, yo, get some makeup and cover this shit up. And Styles like, I don't understand what's wrong with you people. It's fine, blah, blah, blah. They go to do their shoot, and Derek is just like, I'm going to murder everyone on this set.
To be fair to Styles, it was his birthday, and he got drunk and hooked up with someone at the
There it is. Okay, there we go. It's kind.
But nothing happened besides the hickey. Just, I think Styles is like, "Man, I'm done with you. Back off."
Yeah, they were just making out. So, okay, this one is one of my favorite fics ever. My God, I go back to this one constantly. Professional Misconduct. By Calico and Habanero. Oh my God. Styles.
Wait, is that the one where Derek is a masseuse?
Yes!
Oh my God.
I just read that one for the first time. It's my most recent bookmark.
Yeah. Oh my. Really? You just read it for the
sex
first
in
time?
it's really good, but it's such a goofy premise.
It is, and I don't mind. I'm here for it.
Exactly. I don't even care.
Love it. Because there's a
I
point.
thought Derek was just like a little bit out of character, and that's why it kind of like at the beginning I was like, I'm not really feeling this. And then once the sexy time started, I was like, okay, I'm
here. I'm here. As long as they had him being kind of stoic, Derek. But when he picked Styles up and then like started banging him against the wall, they're like in the air, and I was like, Styles is this. Now we talk about prep. Ooh, girl, with that oil, you know.
Yeah,
what?
there is a lot of prep in that fic.
There is. Oh man, so freaking good. I just read Don't Feed the Wolves by, I can't remember her name. I will find it. But she had a really fun one where Derek was feral. And, I love feral Derek macking on Styles. I love it. And so
what's that one where Derek is feral and Peter just keeps him in this locked room?
Yes!
And just throws Styles in the room and locks the door.
Styles is like, ooh. And I think, he does end up having sex with Derek. He was like, if we're going to do this, you got to get some sort of lube.
All they do is bone in the room, and then Styles is like, yo, we need food. And
he's like, can I get some clothes and take a bath? Because Derek was a MMA fighter or a boxer.
No, that's a different one. Like, Peter did something to their pack. Like, their whole family died. I think it was a kid thing.
And then Peter
and Derek was depressed and went into his feral form.
Okay.
And he was still technically leader of the pack. And so Peter didn't know what to do with him. So he was like, oh, maybe I should just get him a plaything, which is basically Styles was a chew toy in that whole
It was, and I was here for it. I was like, well, wait, what is this? Okay, so so I have the sounding tag open because I was trying to find that sounding fic. But then I found this one. It says, Derek is paralyzed from the waist down, confined to a wheelchair with practically no friends and struggling with physical and mental scars. He is convinced that he will be miserable for the rest of his life. Enter one Styles Stalinsky, who will not only turns his world upside down, but shows him that there are so many ways to be happy in your own skin. Let me share with you some of these tags.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, no.
So, oh my God, age play.
I was gonna say this sounds really sweet.
I know, right? But then it gets a little rough. It says Little Derek, Daddy Styles, Kink Negotiation, Daddy Kink, Spanking, Water Sports, Erectile Dysfunction, Sounding, Prostate Milking, Omarashi. What's Omarashi? And then
Vomit. I think it's vomit.
Ew.
Oh, no.
Bondage,
Boo-boo.
biting.
But no, it's peeing yourself.
Oh, peeing yourself. Ooh. Yikes. I'm not against it. I'm like, I don't know. We might have to, this is called Lost and Found. I'm just going to put it in the chat. And y'all do with it what you will.
Oh, my God.
Oh, love it. Styles is, yes, if anyone knows that one where Derek was trapped in the room, I have it bookmarked somewhere.
I know, I got it somewhere. I think it might be an exclamation fic, but I could be wrong.
It might be an I actually think that's probably right. Dang it. Exclamation, and there's another one where they just have these sagas, and you're like, how are you pumping
Exclamation
this stuff
be putting out Teen Wolf sagas, and I miss her for it.
Exactly.
Oh my God.
I'm like,
Her
girl.
last one, though, I got halfway through. I was like, damn, girl, you on chapter 44, not finished?
Oh my God, Dan, speaking of which, our Taste Styles fic is like on chapter 101, and I was like, oh, so this is never going to end.
Not.
And I was just like, unsubscribe. I was like, I can't do this. This is too much. Udemy does a Room 27 series, which is Deedon and Styles, and it's like BDSM. It has egg preg, and all of a sudden, it's pretty awesome.
There's certain people in the team, certain characters that should not be engaged in any sexual activity, and one of them is Deedon.
Yeah.
He needs to show up, give some vague information about nothing.
You better let
and then walk
Deedon
away.
and his
Like,
clear skin get some of that Stilinski buzz. I like putting Deedon with Stu. If I do a Stuart Stilinski, sometimes I'll put Deedon with him. Every day.
Lisa got me into Sheriff Peter, and now I need some of that.
I am
all the time.
not the biggest, but I'm not even a big Sherargent fan. I feel like, but I did see a few with the three of them, and that I like. Because you kind of have one from each angle, where one is like trifling, and then one is like a good guy, and then one is kind of ambiguous middle. And so, in fact, I was writing a fic about that, but it went all over.
But Peter for is my life. Peter for legit.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
They're in love. They have a romance, and those two are fucking in real life. So.
You know they are. Egg Preg is one of those things where I didn't realize I liked it until I read a fic where, like...
What is Egg Preg? All I got are questions.
You should be grateful that you don't know these things, because once I found out what they all were, I was just traumatized.
What is egg preg? Oh my God.
It's basically where, like, Styles gets pregnant with a bunch of eggs, and then he delivers them, but through each one, he keeps having these really intense orgasms.
Oh my God. I thought it was bad enough when I was reading fics where people were having Styles deliver actual wolf puppies. I was like, y'all lost your mind. I was like, no, why? Like, girl, full on child labor paid delivering wolf puppies. I was like, so it's going to shift into a human at some point, right? No.
Oh no, see, I can't handle that. I do need them to shift into human eventually, but... What is this? Rut is my favorite position. While Derek is in Rut, Styles attempts to make a store run for some snacks. Derek is not happy when he returns. I actually did enjoy this fic. It was super cute. But Styles is trying to get Derek off of him. He's like, I'm so hungry. He tries to go to the store. And then Derek catches him when he gets back. And he's just like, what? And he's like, I'm so hungry. Like, well, I mean... Something more.
I have to go.
Okay, it's probably time anyway. But
no, don't stop on account of me.
We're all right. Why? Oh, sometimes I hate my history because I'll go to fics that I can't stand, and then I'm like, why is this in my history? All right, Danny, say good night. Thank you so much for coming on.
Good night. Thanks for having me.
Bye,
Good to see you.
Bye.
You too.
Okay, we'll do a couple more Rex each, and then we'll shut it down. We already talked about Bride Market, and I don't care how OOC y'all think it is, and how over the top and how crazy. I love Bride Market. And it's amazing. Oop.
I need more Cora Lydia fics, because out of all the girls to ship each other with, that's who I love the most.
I do like Cora Lydia. I find that they just don't have enough time to really devote to them. So I would love to see a fic, because I think that they could, get along really well. But I do like that pairing quite a bit.
I think the reason, honestly, fandom loves that pairing so much is because Cora is just, female Derek, and Lydia is some version of Styles.
Right.
On some degree.
Exactly.
So you're basically just getting Styles and Derek, but as in female form. And I'm fine with that. Mm-hmm. I'm really okay with that.
Here, I'm going to go to the beginning of my bookmarks.
Cross-dressing Derek is my spot.
I love it. I love Styles putting on some drawers.
Oh my god. No, this one, Edges and Lines by Black to Fade. Oh my god, I love this
Black
fic.
to Fade. They went
Styles
crazy too.
is wearing lingerie and makeup, and Derek just smears it all over his face and tells him he's a slut. I'm like, yes, give me all of this.
Black to Fade used to be on that line. I think they did end up
Was
going
Black
crazy.
to Fade doing Pink Panties Friday? Or was that somebody else?
I feel like maybe. I feel like yes, but I'm not entirely sure. But maybe I don't have permission to access the page. Greyhound
Truth
Girl.
Spells! I love Truth Spells so much.
Ooh, what's
that? Oh
that?
my god.
What's that?
One of them gets cursed with having to tell the truth. It's usually Derek. And then they just go off on the other one about how much they want to have sex with them. Oh my god.
The best one of those was so angsty.
Oh no, which one was that?
No, it was the one, oh my god, please tell me y'all remember this. Derek got cursed. And he would he wouldn't tell the truth, but he would say the absolute worst things about you. And he just,
I need this.
It was the one where Styles had to take a silence pack and couldn't tell anybody. And so for a month, he couldn't talk. So he kept taking Derek duty, and Derek would tear into him. And he was like, I could smell your arousal. You're pathetic. And just oh my God, it was
wow.
Ooh,
I
was
need this thing.
rough. Yes, yes. Oh my God. Y'all, yes, there was a locket. Oh my God, that fic was everything. That fic broke my heart. I was like, I cannot deal with this, but it was so good. Ms. Zixie, if you can remember what it was called. It was, and I'm hoping it's not deleted. We're gonna find it. It was, y'all, when I tell you, that fic hurt my soul. I was like,
oh my God, I need it. Why was Derek being a dick?
No, he got cursed. Who gave him the locket, Ms. Zixie? Was it a gift? No, there was a girl. There was a pack. There was another pack or something, and I think they gave it to him as a welcome gift, but it was actually a curse. But nobody knew that at the time. And so then Derek just starts popping off. And I mean, he is reading Scott for filth. He is going off on Allison. Oh, yes, it was an ex-girlfriend who got jilted. Oh, man. But in order to solve it, Styles had to be silent for a month. But he couldn't tell anyone that that's what he was doing. So just all of a sudden, he just went quiet. Yes, and they gave him oh, my God. Oh, Miss Zixie, we got to find this fic, y'all.
Somebody find this fic, because I'm going to read it as soon as we're done.
Yes. It was great. And it was happy ending, thank God. But, it took forever to get there. But there was another one, and this is another, it was a whip, and it never got finished. But, half of them had gone into the woods and got hit with sex pollen. Or some sort of attraction. Yeah, it was some sort of attraction pollen. And so they came in and Derek and Styles were all over each other. Then they would wake up in the morning, like in the same bed, like, what happened? And so they had a period of time where they weren't affected. And they were like, well, wait a minute. What do you mean we were together? We don't even like each other. He don't even like me. He ain't even gay. You know, just like all this other stuff. And then something would happen where then they would fall back into each other. So then she kept having these points of view from like Derek's point of view when he was hit with the pollen, but then Styles wasn't. And then Styles was hit by the pollen, but Derek wasn't. Oh, girl, I was like, this is amazing. But, Silent Treatment by Literary Oblivion. Let's see if this is it. Derek
it was literary. Oh, God, I missed that child.
Right? And he hates it that Styles is right. Is this it? Let's see. No, this one is too short. It's not this one. And it was an E. Ooh, but this looks good too.
I hate when people don't have enough tags. I hate when people have too many tags, and I hate when they don't have enough tags. Like, how am I supposed to search for your shit if all you have is 5 tags?
Right. But I also want them to be like, this isn't the fic you're looking for.
Basically.
Oh my goodness. Okay. I just linked Healing Touch by Devil's Cut, which I will forever love. Readings. Here, let me go at my bookmarks real quick. I'm going to the middle pages. I have 15 pages of bookmarks. We're going to go to page 7 and see what's in there.
All right, since we're doing Rex, I have to give shout-outs to 2 of my favorites.
Yes.
Because I forgot to mention them earlier.
Please do.
So, One Life Stand by Vendelin.
Vendelin. It's another, like Vendelin, right?
Yeah, Vendelin is Cornerstone, right?
On Tumblr, she's El Jumman. I'm not sure how you pronounce it. But
oh, is that her?
Yeah,
that's
the one where
I didn't know that those were the same people. She is. She did Cornerstone, right?
I think so. Yeah. That sounds right.
So yes, what's this one about?
It's a prostitute fic. Styles is a prostitute going to college, so he tries to do like only once or twice a month because he really hates it. Some of the ones where he doesn't get into it because he really likes just getting dick. So, and then Derek hides that he's a werewolf. And later on, Derek wolfs out while they're having sex, and Styles loses his shit and runs away.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I think this is it. Hold on.
What is it? But did Bashful find it? Must Styles first verbal
This is not it. Well, is it? No, because, no, this is not it. This is like a dark fic. I have read this and it is, wait a minute. Maybe it is. Hold on.
Please, it's called Please Come In.
Yes, I think, because I do remember Janine. Oh, this is one where the tags weren't very accurate. And I was like, yes, oh my God, this is it. Because it's not Dark Derek in that sense. It's Curse Derek, and so it's different. Oh my God, I have to reread this. I think this is that. Hold on, I want to see where, because Derek just reads them for filth.
I have to read that part where he just goes off on Scott like you were the worst human being ever.
It's so good. Okay, I'm going to have to reread this. I want to make sure that this is it, though. Okay, wait. Not yet. Hold on. We're getting through it. We're getting through it. Hold on. Yep. Oh, and then Styles was wearing the amulet for a while, but I can't remember why. Ooh, I had to get through. Wait a minute. Yo, wait, hold on. I left the chat. You guys, is this it? I'm pretty sure this is it. Anywhere the alpha, Derek is alpha and a virgin and meets Styles in a club. Styles finds out Derek has big balls because he never masturbated. Shut up, BBS.
Oh my God.
This is why you stay in the corner.
Oh wait, Bashful says the ambulance shows up in the second or third chapter.
Yes, and I just saw that. Come on, Derek. Ooh, a red-eyed Derek out of his mind. Oh, do y'all remember the one where they were having dreams about each other and like they could see each other's dreams?
Okay, you know what? I don't think we're thinking of the same one, but Dreamwalker is like that.
Yes, that's
it's
it.
Scott can enter Derek's dreams.
Ooh, no, I haven't seen that one. Am I?
That Derek's in love with Styles. And then there's the one that the Rogue's Gambit wrote, where it's not dreams, but like you can feel somebody's masturbating or thinking about you sexually.
Ooh.
And Derek doesn't know who it is. It's of course Styles, but somebody's always consistently dreaming about him and thinking about having sex with him, and so he can feel it consistently. And he starts having a relationship with this phantom person that he doesn't know, and it starts taking over his life. And Peter's all fucking pissed off, and the pack's all mad because all he wants to do is hang around the house and touch himself.
It's called Not So Pure Imagination.
Yes! I love that one. It's so good.
That is one of my all-time favorite fics, along with Safety and Silence by Survivor.
Safety and Silence.
Survivor is rude, and I'm glad that she has not written a fic in a long time because fics are so rude. They are disrespectful to your soul.
They really are.
Sit there and crush you,
and you will be like, "God dang it, do it again." I guess.
MCD fics that I was just like, I'm going to read it because it's her or because it's them. I don't care. Like, it bawled my way through the entire thing. End of it, I was like, but they did it so well.
Survivor was huge. She was in that whole clique with like the Rogue's Gambit and Drunk Tuesdays and
and Lassa.
Oh my God.
That was back in the day. So there's an excerpt. This is definitely the fic, and I'm gonna have to read it from the beginning. But Derek is like, "What bothers you more, Styles?" Derek continued without missing a beat. "The fact that bestiality turns you on, or that you've imagined liaisons with your best friend, or even better, your best friend in wolf form." And he's just
oh my God,
"What is it about dog dick, Styles?" It's like,
oh my God.
Oh, it's so good, y'all. Yes, that is the one, and it is. Woo! That one hurt me. It hurt me so good.
It isn't? Okay. I'm gonna have to read this later.
All right. Ooh. The chemistry between us. See, I need to get better about my my bookmarks. I need to the one in which Derek's dick disappears.
Oh my God. Everybody keeps trying to get me to read that fic. I'm like, no.
It's only 3,000 words. It's super cute.
I can't be doing crack fic. Doesn't it disappear like Styles has it and uses it or something?
Yes, it's kind of an accident.
Like
Deaton puts it in a box. It's good times. Oh, one of my favorite fics is, and it's probably, what's the one where Styles is a fox and he gets turned into a human and Derek starts taking care of him? And, go ahead.
Is that another one of Survivors?
Oh, I love that. That's the one where Don did the fucking
Is it
art
Don?
for.
Yeah, so no.
It's a sort of kind of fairy tale.
A sort of kind of fairy tale.
by Free Cheesy?
And one of the cutest parts where he was like, yeah, they say something about Styles being a bottom, but that's weird because Styles isn't always the bottom. And I was like, oh, Derek's getting that tea. And this is before bottom Derek was even a thing. So I was like, oh, wait.
Oh my God.
Oh, so good. Yikes. Some of these I have not read.
Where are you? You can't be in your bookmarks, girl.
Yeah, girl. I used to just bookmark stuff because it was before they had the mark for later or like the history. And so I would just be like, oh, I'm going to read this later. Doop, doop, doop.
I don't even remember them not having that.
Yeah, it was beforehand.
Oh my God, finger banging. I missed that fic.
Oh, what's that about? I'm guessing finger banging is involved.
All right, hold on. It says, Styles starts bringing drumsticks to pack gatherings, sitting himself on the edge of the group to tap out, manning rhythms on his knees as the werewolves train. The first time he pulled them out, spinning one stick in a showy twirl between his fingers, Derek had actually staggered a little, missed the basic move, and ended up on his back, blinking up at the fucking Jackson of all people. Yeah, like, okay, Styles joins a band as their drummer, and he's just always got these drumsticks around, and he's playing with them, and Derek starts noticing his fingers, and it just becomes even, like, this obsession of his.
You need to link that.
Yes.
You need to link that immediately. That's
it's like that one fic where Derek gets mad at Styles because he's always putting something in his mouth. He's always drawing attention to his mouth.
Yes.
And at one point, Derek kicks the whole pack out except for Styles. And I think Styles is like chewing on a straw or something. And Derek like yanks it out of his mouth. And he's like, yes. And he's so, and they just bone on the floor. And it's amazing.
And Styles is just like, what? Hey. Oh, Eeyore 9990. She was going to be here tonight, but she's like, I need to go see Jason Momoa be fine. And I was like, well, okay, I understand. But, yeah, she has some of my favorites. It's so much fun. Oh, this says bitter.
Wrong Number will never be finished, and it will always be upsetting to me.
Oh, Wrong Number? What's that about?
That's the one where Styles accidentally texts the wrong number, and of course it's Derek, and Derek's a teacher. And Styles is underage. And they begin this, like, correspondence, and through it, like, Styles figures out that, you know, he's gay, and he starts to fall for Derek, and Derek's really trying to resist it, but he can't because he really does like Styles. I can't remember if Derek a teacher at Styles School or not, but I know he's a teacher.
One of my favorite ever.
So, one incest fic I can do.
Okay.
One fic. Mm-hmm. And it's Cole's fic. And it's the one where Styles is a part of the triplet. Yes, and Derek is his teacher. Oh.
It's so good. I love that one. And I love this.
I didn't know for the longest time Cole wrote it until I was like, wait a minute.
He was also supposed to be on tonight, but he had some school stuff. But he also wrote the Stepmom series where Claudia was like a terrible mom, but she was married to Derek, and she kept going out of town, and the Styles would put on like lingerie and makeup. And I was like, what? I said, I'm here for it. Let's do this.
I need to read that.
I love where Tay, Deleted Scenes, has a series called, is it Mr. Stilinski? Where Styles is a teacher and then Derek is like 17.
Oh my God,
he's a bad boy.
Those are Kate fics.
I love it. I love it so
I usually don't like their age reversal, like if Styles is the older one, but those fics are really good.
Exactly.
She does it well.
Yes,
and I like Not a Cam Boy with Starish. That's my shit.
Oh, Not a Cam Boy. Not a Cam Boy. Actually, I wish it would finish. Yeah, there's another Starish one where they're both alphas, and then Styles kind of applies to be their omega, and it's just never gonna finish. But I love it anyway. In fact, they inspired one of the fics I did for Big Bang, and it was fantastic. I was like, yay, good times. Ooh, Wolves of the Water. Oh, this was a mermaid fic. When they're orphaned, I'm like, ooh, why was this orphaned?
When shit's orphaned, you know it's bad.
Right?
You know it's some stuff like, I don't want my name on this. I don't want to be associated with this account anymore.
At least I can't do it. I can't do it. Oh, I think I found, it's called Hate Myself for Loving You by Sean Biggerstaff. Rocks or whatever, and it's angry hysteric sex with voyeur Scott. This is the one where it's like, yes,
that's the one where Scott watches through Skype. Oh
yes,
my God.
yes. I love
so ridiculous.
It. Hate myself for loving you. I forgot about that fic. That's why I love that there's so many.
Wrote that fic where Styles thinks Derek and Scott are together, and he is so pissed off.
He is pissed.
And he's trying to be cool about it, but he can't because he's just so goddamn mad because he wants Derek.
I don't know. I'm sure.
I gotta find it.
Oh. Haha. Ooh, free
For want of a gag reflex? What is this?
Oh, that is a good one. Let's see. A fic where... Oh! What fic where Derek earnestly reviews sex toys.
Oh my god. What fic is that?
Derek is a YouTuber and Styles is like new and he's like, can you show me personally how to use this? And Derek's like, I think I can. And it is... Claws to a Gunfight wrote it. Who, I think, is she another one that went crazy? Ugh, I don't know. Derek makes
Wait, who's the one that went crazy? And she recently posted something. I was like, child, where have you been?
Right. We have a few of those, though.
No, damn, what is...
But she went crazy?
Grim! Oh my god, Grim.
Oh, I saw that, girl. She messed up. Well, you know what? So I know that I was, when I came into the fandom, she was already a BNF for, what was it? How I Spent My Summer Vacation or something like that.
Yeah, I think
the
something
big
like
one.
that.
And I never read it. And I kept going back and forth. And I'm like, am I going to read this? Am I going to read this? And then she, like, directly after 320 around there, she wrote Stelia PWP. And everyone was like, oh, bye.
So, I was a huge fan of Grimm's. Like, I looked forward to her fic. And then I missed all this Astilia stuff for some reason. Somehow I missed it. And everybody's like, girl, she's been writing Astilia. I'm like, I missed that. I don't know what happened. Maybe I wasn't getting email alerts. I don't know. But her last fic that she wrote with Styles and Derek, I could not stand it. Because Styles was so mean. He was so mean to Derek. And for no reason. I'm like, you mad at this boy because you're not giving information? No.
It was really, and then it was very Scott-centric, and it was very, there was like a lot going on where people are like, girl, I mean, do you like Steric anymore? Yeah.
It felt like she hated Steric, and it was a long fic too, so I was just like, all right, maybe I just gotta wait it out. But no, I was halfway through it, and I was like, you know what? Grim went to the dark side. So
it was, yeah.
I'm gonna have to unsubscribe from her.
She tried to create some sort of compilation, and so every now and again, you'll see her kind of pop up in the Steric tag again. But I don't really know much about that mess. And Mip Shitty, no, don't do it. Don't do it.
Climbing a mountain. Oh my god, yes, that's the fic. It was so bad.
We're not going to talk about that one. We're going to let it go. But, what was I going to say? Where's my bookmarks? All right, let's do one more each. Make it a real, smut fest.
Smut fest. Hold on, I gotta go to the back of my bookmarks then. Because that's how it started with me in fandom, with all the smut, and then I was like, maybe I need to read something with some substance.
Right, with some substance. That's what when I started spiraling.
Needs to happen.
I think this is why I always talk about unrequited human furniture. Is because I think that's the point where I was like, maybe I need to take a break from Steric Thing. If I'm this desensitized, where I'm just like, eh. And then I started reading some T's and some G's, and I was like, okay, I'm good. Oh yeah, Psychic Clan did just post a new one.
When I first joined fandom, I was like, how do you even write a general fic? What exactly is happening if nothing is happening?
Exactly.
I don't understand.
It's like, oh, we decorated the living room. You're like, what? Ooh, full moon sex. Oh, I've heard about this fic. I don't know if it's any good, but...
Ooh, breeding kink. Yes,
it's called,
that is in my top 5.
2 negatives. And the idea is Derek accidentally calls Styles alpha during sex, and it's awesome.
What?
So I'm like, all right. So I'm gonna link that. We'll see what happens. Yeah, I gotta have Rachel on at some point. We just keep
Psychic
missing
Clam?
the schedules.
Are you talking about the Psychic Clam, Rachel?
Yeah.
The moment you have Rachel on, please get me.
I will let you know. Yep.
Honestly,
she read one of the
her series.
The
Lady
thread
Bugs
is
and all
ripping.
That was like the first substance fic I read, and I fell in love with it. It was amazing.
She read one of the first series she wrote one of the first series I ever read, and it was The Thread is Ripping.
Yes, The Thread is Ripping is everything to me. It's seriously in like my top 5 fics.
I will never forget when Styles' ex-boyfriend is like yelling at him, and he was like, "You look like an effed out slag," or something like that. And then Styles went to Scott, and he was like, "Do I really look effed out?" And he was like, "Well, you always kind of do it, Derek." And I was like, "Yeah."
Yeah, Styles straight cheated on his boyfriend with Derek, and then came back and was like, "I'm moving out." I was like, "Oh, damn."
He said the D is real. Do not mess with me. He's like, I've been waiting for this for a long time. And then she also did the reality show one where the Hales were kind of like the Kardashians. And then Styles came and like visited him. It was super cute. It was so good.
She also did the best time travel fic that I've ever read.
Oh,
the Time Traveler's Wife one. Yes, I love it.
I haven't read that one yet.
And then Past the Breakers. Past the Breakers, I think, was my first e-fic that I just like fell in love with.
Is that where they go to the beach?
Not So Pure Imagination was number 1, and then Past the Breakers was the second one.
Was that when they went to the beach?
Yeah, Styles and Scott worked for Derek and Laura's the Sea Wolf Resort, and Derek was the surf instructor.
There we go. Yep. Oh, ooh, no, never mind. And we talked about this last week. Oh, dang it. Deleted fix. I Fell Into the Moon. I don't know that one. Oh,
the other one?
Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to say, since you were giving us all one more, the other one that I wanted to rec, it's the one that got me into BDSM because I had no idea that I liked it until I read it, was A Little Agony by Curry Curry.
Oh, okay.
Curry Curry.
I always get Curry Curry mixed up with Kuriyashi. I really like Curry Curry. Yeah. The first BDSM fic I ever read was Salty Sweet by Second Star. And I have that one too, and I love it. Yes. I was like, okay, I understand what's happening here. Oh, do y'all remember the Manhattan Alpha series? And I think they ended up having to take
I remember people talking about it. I think it's been in my marked for laters for like 3 years.
Well, he actually did a Black Sale.
Time to read.
Right? He did a Black Sales AU, and it was fantastic, but it was super rapey. And I was like, ooh.
Oh, I need it.
I was like, there is nothing consensual in this thing. But it was fantastic.
I love when it's super rapey, and then Styles after a while is like, well, you know what? The D's good. He ain't that bad.
Yeah, we figure it out. We'll work it out.
Like, the worst ones, but the best ones are the ones that were like, Styles is amazingly underage, and he just gets Stockholm Syndrome and just deals.
Right? Oh, I love... That's kind of what Bride Market is.
I love it. I love the one where, like, Styles... Like, Derek kidnaps Styles when he's, like, 6 and makes him his quote-unquote wife. Oh, my God.
It. I don't know what it is about it either, but I love it. I'm like, there is nothing right about this fic, but I'm devouring it. Do Not Go Gentle is fantastic. I just linked You Shot Me Down, Bang Bang. So it says Styles has never visited a bathhouse before, so he doesn't expect to meet the most beautiful and damaged man, well, werewolf, he's ever seen in the middle of a gangbang. What follows is a romance through forged sex acts, held hands, pie, long conversations, and more pie. It's pretty, I've been reading it, and I really enjoy it. And shout out to Jadora Hale, because she wrote one of the best sugar daddy Derek fics that I've ever read, and I loved it. I love Sugar Daddy Derek. Or Sugar Daddy Styles and Sugar Baby
I'm going to go ahead and... Oh, crap. Did I link it? Yeah. And link Jamie's fic in the Land of Milk and Honey.
Yes.
I just fucking love it.
That whole series.
It's my smuttiest of smuttiest, at least today.
Megan Tandy. I actually got onto Jamie because of her other series, A Home at the Edge of the World. And
I tried to read that, and I was like,
it's very long. It is very long, but it was just a perfect. I think I had a rainy weekend, and I just devoured it. I was like, God dang it, I love this. But Megan Tandy was recently at a party in Atlanta, someone's birthday party, and they had a girl in a huge champagne glass. And as soon as I saw it, I was like, Styles!
Oh! McSinney, no, girl, no, delete this.
What'd she say?
Delete your account. No, boo, no.
Derek, no, I thought that Derek went and he was the one who got because he was a werewolf, but he still liked some of these fics, man, they need to just stay on the other side of the paywall. Because I'm like, I don't even need this to show up. Some of these fics need
to be orphaned. Like, y'all need to not put your names on this. Like, you really need to not.
Oh, one thing that we didn't talk about was one of my... I don't know what this is, but hello. It is called Ruin Me, Take Me Down by Lost Dreams. Oh, wait, I did read this, and it's never mind. Sorry, you guys. Yeah, that wasn't the best. But one of the fics, I love when Styles is a lactation nurse, and his job is to go feed the Hales.
Oh, my God. That one where Peter makes him lick up his breast milk. Oh, no.
Oh, wait, no, that was a great one. That was Delta, and Peter made Styles lick the breast milk off the floor. That was everything. However... Oh, it was so good. But there was one where, there are two specifically, where Styles is a lactation nurse. And one of them, it is for the Hales. And the Hale children are Derek, Scott, I think Liam, and maybe Jackson. Isaac. Isaac and Jackson. Because I don't think Liam was there yet. And they're all like trying to get to Styles' teeth so that they can get this milk.
Oh my God.
Derek gets really possessive, and then at one point Isaac is feeding and he starts like rubbing off against his leg. And it's just a hot mess, and I love every minute. And then the other one is then he starts feeding the Hale men. And so it's Derek's dad and then his Uncle Peter. It's one of the few that has Derek's dad. And it's just to deep dick Styles, basically.
Oh, my God.
And I'm like, yes, hello. I'm here for this.
Lisa, I need you to finish your Good Boy series.
Good Boy! Oh, I forgot about that series! Oh, so good. Oh, man, you shouldn't have even brought that back into my mind, because now I have expectations.
And I need some more Little Wild Animal universe, Lisa. Let's go, Lisa.
This girl's writing real books and making real money.
She used to write real books in her time.
But every now and again, if you want to throw it at us, you let us know. The one with Derek's dad. Oh, yes. I think... one of my favorite authors ever in general is Dream Tempo / Driven by Devil's Hunger. That boy can write him some smut. My God. But he loves Derek's dad. Sounding. I can't deal with it. I can't deal with it. I can't do
sounding. I can't do, what is it, felching? Oh, God, no.
See, and felching I'm not too bad on. I don't mind felching. Just, passing it
I can't do docking only because
I love docking.
Picturing it in my head, it's so stupid, it makes me laugh.
I love it. I love, like, especially when Styles is like, when Derek is trying to keep his claws in, and Styles is like, you're going to pull on my foreskin, and you're not going to cut me with your claws. Get it together. And Derek is, like, shaking, and he's like, and he's like, get it together, Derek. get it together.
And that's another thing. Let me just put that out there. Derek is uncircumcised. Styles is circumcised. Get it together, folks.
Sometimes we don't know. It can be whatever we want it to be.
I can never see Derek as circumcised, just because as a wolf, it would grow back. There's no point in cutting it off. And in human AU, it's like, but he's always, uncircumcised and everything else, so it just needs to translate.
Yeah. And foreskin. Come on. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
You know what I need, people? I need some y'all out there who read V.C. Andrews' books to get some flowers.
We were just talking about this today. I want to do... Okay. So I feel like if we do flowers in the attic, AU... So,
all right, who's brothers? Derek and Styles have to be.
Derek and Styles have to be brothers,
Oh,
and
yeah,
I'm gonna
obviously Kathy, and
Styles is Kathy, and Derek is Christopher.
Oh my god!
And then who do we get to play the twins?
Who is the twins?
Scott and
One
Isaac.
of them dies, so it's gotta be somebody we don't give a shit about.
Scott and Isaac.
Yeah, Corey, the little boy, is the one who dies, and Carrie, his twin sister, she grows up and she kills herself the same way.
She kills herself.
Oh, so Scott can be either one. Maybe some wolves in the attic. Yes, Lisa.
We of course need to switch some stuff around, but
we'll work it out. We will work it out.
Yes, fandom project. Yeah, one of the twins die. That could be Scott.
That's what I say.
Technically, they both die, but one of them does it on purpose.
Oh my goodness. Yes.
Oh my god.
Wolves
I need a flowers in the attic AU so bad. Or any other V.C. Andrews book, because they're all the same.
I'm going to say.
It's all incest, and
it's all
the brother
crazy
is obsessed with the
Southerners who have incest, and I got the audio book to one of them, and I was listening to it. I'm like, this shit's about to get wild. It's the one where the daughter... Okay, it's the one... Okay, so there's this girl and her cousin live in this house, and with...
my sweet Audrina.
Yes!
Someone said that. Someone said we needed My Sweet Audrina AU.
I will take Sweet Audrina over Flowers in the Attic.
Now, what is it again?
It is insane. It is insane.
What's it about again? Because I don't know this one.
So Audrina gets told that she had this older sister who was perfect and she was amazing, and her name was Audrina too, but she died. And the girl and the family's really weird. They don't keep track of time, and they do stuff to confuse Audrina to not let her know what year or what day it is, and they lie to her about how old she is.
And the clocks are set for different times in the entire house.
All the clocks are set for different times and stuff, and then you come to find out it's because after all this fucking drama. Yeah, spoiler alert. Sorry, guys. That she's actually Audrina, and what happened was she got gang raped in the woods by a bunch of boys. And her cousin set her up to get gang raped. And it turns out her cousin's her half-sister, of course. So her cousin set her up when she was 9 to get gang raped in the woods. And she got PTSD and didn't remember any of it.
Oh, my
God.
God.
They wanted to keep it from her so she wouldn't be traumatized. So they led her to believe that it was actually an older sister she never had.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yikes.
It's messed up, but it's awesome.
It's messed up. And the dad is the one that orchestrated all this. And the reason her cousin set it all up is because the dad treats her cousin, who's actually her half-sister, like shit because she's just the product of an affair he had and he don't give a fuck about
her.
With Audrina's mother's sister.
Yeah, with Audrina's mother's sister.
That's too much drama.
Sisters too.
Yeah. Well, every V.C. Andrews book, somebody...
It's my mother, my sister, my mother, my sister.
Yeah.
My mother and my sister.
It's the only one that didn't have a series that followed the same format, and I really kind of wish that they'd done more with it, but it was a good standalone, too.
I was about to say, I feel like that's a one and done.
I'm going to read Ruby, too. Ruby's another one of V.C. Andrews books that I bought on audio. I'm like, I need to listen to this. Because
Ruby and Dawn were my two favorite of the book series.
See, I think I was going to buy Misty, and I think it's just still sitting in my cart.
Misty is one of the newer ones that was written by a ghostwriter, and it went to crap. So everything after Ruby, I would say, is downhill.
Oh, everything after Ruby. Okay.
Yeah.
What's the one you were talking about, Stacy, with Heaven. Okay.
Yeah.
I've never read Heaven.
That one was my least favorite. I didn't get through all the books in it. I just thought it was a little bit more boring than the rest.
Why don't we do Flowers in the Attic Stair, but with Stuart and stuff? Look at Stacey's face. I was just fucking around. This girl's on.
I'm here for it. Shoot, I won't reread.
Stacey, they're supposed to get married later. They can't be twins.
No, they'll be all right. We'll figure it out. We'll put Styles in a wig. You'll be just fine. I remember, it's so funny because I read Flowers in the Attic maybe once years ago. I don't remember much of it. And I used to be such a book person. Like, I would read constantly. But I just saw the trailer for, like, A Wrinkle in Time. And I was watching it, and I was like, I don't remember any of this.
I never read Wrinkle in Time. I have no idea what it's about.
I read it. I swear I read it. But I think I thought it was about something else entirely for decades, evidently. So just like, I don't know what's going on anymore.
I always I used to, when I was younger, confuse A Wrinkle in Time and The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. I thought they were the same goddamn thing.
That too.
And then I read The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, and I was like, I'm not bothering A Wrinkle in Time. It's amazing.
Basically. So
but it's Oprah and it's Ava DuVernay, so I'll
Girl, DuVernay, and it's Chris Pine having a mixed baby.
Right? Chris Pine with mixed children? I'm here.
Like,
I'm here for it.
All right. All right, we are going to shut it down. I still got to work tomorrow. Unfortunately, it's going to be so dead, and I'm not here for it. But whatever.
Same with me.
Right?
Oh, yeah, well, this Thanksgiving half off, right?
Yeah, see, where I work,
Most
everybody's trying to defraud my company because they want Christmas money, so, I get to deal with people who are lying to me all day long.
Oh God. Godspeed.
Oh, do you work for a credit card company?
No, I work for insurance. I do claims, so everyone's like, oh, this guy totally, hit my car and took off. Oh, I'm going to cash settle. I don't want to repair my car, I just want the money.
Right.
Oh, my gosh.
Either that or, oh, my neck hurts so bad. Oh, you're going to give me $500? Yeah, I'll take that.
I'll take it.
Oh my god.
He said Black Friday is coming.
Yeah.
Messy. She said it's almost 4 a.m. Go to sleep, Milky. And PETA is terrible.
Milky, where you live, boo?
We ain't even getting
Iceland?
into this. I think Germany. Yeah, we got peeps all around the world. All right. Say goodnight, Bree.
Good night, everyone. Thanks for having me. I had a lot of fun.
Yay. Always a pleasure to have you on. Say goodnight, Jess.
Good night, everyone. Missed your faces.
Yay. Oh, you're in England, Milky? But are you German? I feel like she was German. I know Origin Fire is German.
Thankfully, Stoic, where do you live? Australia? With Lisa?
Right?
Oh, Lisa 2. Okay, it's 2 o'clock where Lisa is. Right?
There we go.
And she said good night.
Well, she works overnights. Yeah.
It's for us. It's just middle of the day for Lisa.
Milky, you are not just British, are you? I've had this whole persona for Milky.
Painless Therapy's in Dubai. Okay.
Oh, what's up?
Right? That's awesome.
Chilling. All right. Thanks for coming out. No one asked you BBS.
I'm Northern English, very, very northern.
Very, very northern English. I'll have to break out my British accent at some point.
At some point in my life, I'm going to try and spend Christmas in England, in London. Do a proper English Christmas.
Season 4 of The Great British Baking Show just came out on Netflix, and it is smashing good time. Smashing good time. So I'm gonna make Milky so mad. I'm
legit about to buy Acorn TV again and BritBox. I miss my British TV.
Oh man,
we were like utter squirrels.
Huh?
I said, we're like squirrels. We're like, oh, good night, everyone. Oh, British. And,
oh, yeah, squirrel.
Yeah.
It happens. My friend who's Jewish, she calls it the Jewish goodbye. And you say goodbye, but then you never really leave. You still keep talking, and then you're like, okay, no, I'm leaving it for real this time. I'm leaving it. And then you just never do.
And then you're like, and another thing.
Right?
Okay, I think we're good. We've already dispelled the rumor of PETA being amazing when in fact he is terrible. And that was mostly
Peter from Hunger Games?
Yes.
Ew, I hate that whole series.
Thank you. He's awful. Okay. Say goodnight, everybody. Good night.
Good night, everyone.
Yay. Bye.
Bye. Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.